Hello everyone, welcome to Damsels and Dice. Three lovely ladies working together to make it through a homebrew campaign in one piece. I'm Madison, the DM for this homebrew session.
I'm Mackenzie, I'm a player.
And I'm Sophia, I am also a player.
Awesome. So with that, let's go ahead and get ourselves started. So, our two adventurers. We have Talavin and Nora. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. After spending several days of traveling to a small swamp town called Willends, the two cousins managed to find each other, reunited after nearly 8 years of being separated. Each of them seeming a little older, being a little bit different. Matured, maybe. Seen things, most definitely. But after being reunited and after a few interactions with some of the locals, they set out on an independent quest in order to resupply a tavern called the Vulgar Pony with refreshments.
Nasty
If you can
swamp
call them
ale.
that.
Swampy ale.
More like muddy water.
Ooh.
After realizing that they were being double-crossed and tricked, they elected to blackmail
Oh.
the tavern keeper, and upon returning, successfully acquired a room for the next few nights, free of charge, as well as the original price for the job that they fulfilled.
Yes, yes. Money.
They spent the night quietly
Break up that money.
and dreamed. Each of them, their own separate entities, approached them, had their own conversations, and upon waking, they went about some morning activities. Talavin elected to spend the morning with her faithful companion, Warrior, a majestic horse, winged horse, I should say, grooming him, attending to his needs, while Nora went off to the marketplace. And after a short bit of time, you encountered one of the locals who sells buttons,
I liked it.
which we're not sure how she acquired these various buttons. But glancing over Nora, you were the one who spotted a kind of hooded and cloaked figure walking by and then sitting outside. The tavern owner approached said person and attempted and successfully struck this individual. And you two rushed in to this new person's aid, and after a quick encounter of battling fisticuffs, managed to interact with essentially the town sheriff, who pulled away the tavern keeper, Nicholas. And you guys are now outside the Vulgar Pony with a bleeding profusely individual who has this greenish skin, that very small, what looks like the lower canines just poking up from underneath of his lip. He is bleeding, he's hurt, and he is just staring at you all with a mix of confusion and fear.
Okay. And last time I did heal him 3 points. I used my 3 healing something to
You did.
So
You
instead of
did.
6, he
And
had
it did
3.
close up a little bit.
Okay.
And as he's kind of sitting there, he's just looking wildly, his kind of bright yellow eyes just kind of darting from Talavin to you. He's still kind of pressed up against the stables.
Be like, do you understand common?
He nods.
Okay. That's good.
He reaches into his bag, which is kind of like off to the side, and he kind of pulls out this. It's a tangled mess of what looks like flowers and roots, and kind of is grinding them in his hand.
Yes. Teach me.
And then presses them into his wound. He kind of winces, but he hasn't blocked. Without even breaking eye contact from both of you, he does this and just kind of is pressing it into his side.
I'm gonna walk over and be like, what is that? What is this? I want to know.
He pulls his hand away, and because it's been soaking in the blood, all of the different... It's hard to tell as he kind of holds it out and goes back to pressing it against his side.
What is that made out of? I want to know the herbs you made that out of.
It looks like he tries to say something, and then he just kind of looks bashfully away. Just kind of clenches his jaw and kind of looks down.
I was always one of those guys.
Too shy.
Too shy.
Oh. I guess
Kind of looks frustrated just a little bit.
I'm like, do you need help getting home? Do you have a home to
Can
go
you repeat
back
that?
to? I said, do you need help getting home? Or do you have a home to go back to?
Kind of looks, kind of shrugs, but he switches hands, so he takes the hand that was holding the ones, he kind of switches it out, keeps pressing the herbs to his side, looks to you, Talavin, kind of reaches, kind of with a little bit of trembling fingers in his bag, and he pulls out another kind of wad of these roots.
Yes.
Extends them to you.
Ooh.
Hands to you.
Yes. Do I recognize these herbs? Are they in my flashcards?
You can make a medicine check or a nature check.
A what or a what check?
Medicine or nature.
You want to do
Medicine plus 6.
Since it's your index card, I will give you advantage.
If it's yes, I do.
Yeah, you have your little index cards.
Yes. These are the ones that I know so far, and I'm going to make more.
Okay, go ahead. Make a roll.
My first roll.
Take a chance. Roll the dice.
New dice. You got this.
Oh, and it rolls right out of the. And
good
the
roll.
plus 6, that would be 21.
And you have
21?
advantage as well.
And then that's
you
what-
actually saw some of these flowers coming into town on the side of the road.
Yes.
One of them is it's kind of like this purpley kind of color, and you recognize it as alfalfa.
Oh, alfalfa. Alfalfa.
Alfalfa.
Yes.
There's also a bright pink flower kind of mixed in with it. You're not quite sure what this one is, but you do recognize the root of another, which is a calla lily. It's the root of a
Yes,
calla
it
lily.
is.
And he just keeps pressing it into his wound. He kind of readjusts. He's just looking at you guys like,
And I know.
wait,
No.
we'll all do that.
But that I like. So do I not get to know the name of this pink flower? But it's around the town.
It's not one that you're familiar with, but you've seen it. You've seen it around.
In this particular town?
In common, it would be known as ironweed.
Ironweed. Yes.
I see. I'm going to be like, well, what's your name? My name's Nora.
And I'm Talavin.
As you're like over there investigating, just like,
You're like,
I'm Tal'el.
Yes.
Depending on
Herbs.
where you live. He
Can you
We're gonna
write
have to
it?
get a beer in this kid.
he shakes his head. When you ask him that.
Like, can you write it in the
He says
can I
no.
hand him like a stick? He can't write it.
Shakes his
And
head.
he
No.
can't speak.
And they can't speak.
Let's forget this kid. What's the point?
No! He could be part of our group.
At
and we
which
could
point
just
you actually hear Zoom? You idiot!
Oh,
And
here she comes.
Coming around the corner, you see your stable companion Adrielle, who looks like she was just actually coming from one of the overall, the dorm, essentially, the other residence halls in the nearby area. As she comes jogging up, kind of sees her instantly, and just kind of relief just washes over his face as he kind of points to the both of you. And at first she kind of looks at you two sternly, and he immediately just starts waving his hand. And he kind of points to you and kind of points to his side. And she kind of rushes over, kind of rushed past you and kind of starts examining him. And she tussles his hair. You great idiot. He looks over. Mind telling me what happened?
He was attacked by
Nicholas.
Figure.
And we stepped in to prevent this. He got hit by his axe, though.
Yeah. That was my bad. I didn't block it.
It's the right bloody wound on the side. He kind of looks at her like he's like wincing. She kind of grabs his hair, like kind of on the top of his head, and she's like, "You know you're not supposed to be wandering around the town if you don't see me in the stables." He kind of is looking away. He's kind of looking embarrassed. She just sighs and like, come on, get up. And she kind of thrusts him to his feet and kind of guides him into the stables. And she says, if either of you all have any bandages or anything, I'd be greatly appreciative.
Do we have any bandages?
I do not.
I don't know if I have any of that kind of thing.
No. I mean, we may have like a traveler's pack, but I
feel like I
didn't write it down.
Yeah, I didn't write it down.
You would have some. Yeah, you probably have some in your travel bag.
Magically, ta-da, look, I do have some. Huh?
Yeah. You all follow her into the stables?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so she kind of sits him down. Warrior he kind of steps up to your side and kind of places his head on your shoulder. And almost exasperated, like, I can't believe you're getting involved.
Yes.
And
Trouble 1 and 2.
And kind of raises his head a couple times and walks into the stables and kind of see what's going on. He's a very clever horse.
Yes.
As you're all gonna go in, you see she's kind of like pulling up his side, kind of gushes blood again as she kind of begins helping stitch him up. She's like, I don't know if he can't hardly introduce himself, can he? Looks away bashfully. He's like, this is Zoom.
It's nice to meet you, Zoom.
He kind of gives a little smile. It's charming in its own way. As charming as a kind of a tusk tooth grin can be. He kind of gives a little.
I feel like he's at work.
I think he might be half something.
I'm literally in love with
I think
him.
he might be like half goblin, half something.
I mean, he wasn't small though.
Well, that's why he'd be half something. Maybe we'll find out.
He's about 6 foot tall.
There's no way he's goblin. They're
Like
tiny.
half goblin.
No, they're tiny.
They are.
He'd be like 5 foot. If he was half, he'd be my size right now.
Yeah, goblins are like.
Is it like rude to just be like, so what are you? Because I want to know.
You asking that?
No, I feel like that's rude. That's like asking who your mom is. That's weird.
Who your mom?
I mean,
Be like, who's your mom? Do I know
he's
them?
not gonna say. He can't say anything. It's Adriel who's kind of talking for him.
Yeah, well, I'll ask her when we're alone.
Oh, fair enough.
I'll ask her when I'm not sitting here staring at, what are you? What are you? Like,
You see her kind of like stitching his side, and he kind of looks to her and he kind of makes a couple of hand gestures. And she kind of looks over
That's another language.
at you two and it's like, he says thanks.
Anytime.
Like, yes. Like, he makes a few more. He kind of gives her like a harsh look, and he's like, kind of rolls her eyes. He's like, I got the gist of it. He kind of gives her another kind of stern look. And she rolls her eyes and looks over. It's like, he wants to tell you that you all are the most lovely ladies who ever came to his aid.
Oh, we're so
It's the first time,
so
and he's very grateful.
I'm surprised.
Is that
for
better?
too.
And he kind of nods.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cute.
Why was Nicholas so against him?
Yeah, why was he being such a you know what?
Zoom kind of looks away and kind of winces as she's like stitching up his side. Just kind of being very careful, and she's like, oh, it's, pardon. It's a bit of what he is. You see, there's a reason why, well, you don't see too many orcs running around the towns, especially half-orcs.
Yes.
anytime you usually see a half-orc, it's a little bit a bad omen. Sometimes half-orcs are sent in as scouts to kind of get a feel for the town, get a feel for the inhabitants, how well it's guarded. And, well, Nicholas has had one too many run-ins to be very forgiving. She continues stitching.
That makes much more sense.
Zoom makes a couple other motions. She's like, I'm sure they know that because you're out here bleeding. He kind of gives her another look. She's like, you're going to have to figure out how to communicate on your own one of these days. You know that? And she looks over. He kind of smiles bashfully again, up at her. Like, there's just kind of like this teasing. Like, she just keeps teasing him about this, making it lighthearted. And she kind of looks over and she said, he wants me to tell you that he would never think of doing such a thing, that he hasn't actually seen his roving clan in a couple of months. And that's why he keeps coming closer and closer to the town. Also because of the fight pits. She kind of looks at his chin, like, which I told you shouldn't be doing anyway. Rolls his eyes.
Doesn't she do the fight pits?
She does.
That sounds a little two-sided on that.
Hey, I fight because I want to be able to win. He bets against himself and then loses.
What's the point in that?
More often than not, he gets himself in trouble. And other people are trying to catch on.
You can get yourself in a lot of trouble that way. Get yourself dead.
Yes, you can.
He makes a few more gestures. Kind of gestures, actually, one thing you recognize is the coin purse. He kind of gestures to her coin purse. Kind of gives like a shrug and points to it. And she's like, yeah, I need the money for whatever it is that you do.
What does he do?
He's trying to save up. He kind of looks at her alarmed, like, and kind of looks at her kind of sternly, and she's like, I thought we were having a good conversation. He's trying to get out to the next town, but in order to be able to stay there, there's an entry fee in order to get into this towns up to the north.
Entry fee to get in?
I suppose.
They're guarded.
Like a
They're
toll
guarded
bridge.
against other orcs and other things that are wandering around in the swamps.
There's a toll to get into a town? I
Yes.
never heard of such a thing.
Wow.
And actually, Nora, you actually had to pay such a toll. That's one of the reasons why you were low on
yes.
coin. As you were coming down from the north,
I
there
did.
were two towns where you had to pay a small fee in order to get in.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, Zoom, do you speak Goblin at all?
I don't think he speaks.
He doesn't speak at all. Okay. I know a little Goblin if he did know. Just a little.
Kind of smiles. Like, the thought is nice. He kind of smiles.
That's nice. Do you just not speak any of the languages that we speak and we just don't know?
I guess he's just.
That was hot. Oh, let me have some fire on this one.
See, he actually... he opens his mouth and you can see there is no tongue.
Oh my.
Yikes.
That's not
He makes a few more gestures and she's like, yeah, he can't really speak.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It would if he could, but I just noticed he talks enough with his hands. And gives another smirk. She kind of fixes him up, kind of pours a little bit of water kind of around the area, cleans it up, and begins bandaging him around.
Hey, that lady had I'm sure his clothes are all torn up. We could buy him a little bit of material to fix his clothes. I feel that.
You want to fix his clothes?
I want to help him. He's so...
I mean, I have mending. I could fix his clothes with mending if it's all broken up.
Is that just like a cantrip?
Yeah,
It wouldn't count against you?
No, it doesn't count against me.
Ginsey couldn't make
After
I could.
she finishes kind of bandaging him up, he kind of sits back up and kind of gives a quick... And she's like, yeah, you're always grateful. Until you get hurt again. Looks back, like usually what he ends up doing is he comes by a few days right before the fights and helps with the stables. There's going to be a whole lot of people coming in the next few days. And, well, he kind of helps out with that a lot. I try to make sure Nicholas doesn't see him. In between Nicholas filling out the bar on the inside and working double overtime and actually fighting in the pit himself. it behooves me to kind of hire a little bit of help on the side.
I could see how that'd be helpful.
Keep you from getting too tired too quick.
Precisely. It also gives him a nice place to stay for a couple of days before he has to leave again.
Right.
Where does he stay when he's not here?
At which point he actually interjects and kind of like waves his hand and kind of points out to the swamps, the woods.
Just in the woods?
Kind of gives a smile.
Yikes.
Mm.
Yikes.
Kind
She's
of
seen a lot of
breath-
crocodiles out there lately.
He nods again, kind of like,
Well, that's not good.
Oof. Yikes.
Well, yeah, I don't really have much else to ask. Although, well, since I came from the north, I would know what the northern town would kind of look like. Is it like a civilized town up north, like a city?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, like, it's not a big city. It's bigger than Willends. A lot of things are probably bigger than Willends, but not too much bigger.
I hope so.
That makes sense.
Like, one of them has a dirt road, and then one of them actually tries and has a little bit of stone, like hacked earth, as the road.
Okay.
Okay.
And I know this. Haha. Okay, well.
Make a quick intelligence check for me, Nora.
Am I smart? 15?
15. From what you saw in the northern areas, you didn't see a lot of half-orcs. You didn't see any full orcs either. You can kind of think, there might be a reason for that.
Maybe give him a warning.
Why do you want to go to the north? There's not a lot of half-orcs or orcs up there.
He points, and what you didn't notice before was that there's actually a bow, actually over in the corner, and it's actually Adriel's, which is actually the same one that you noticed that she was using before, but kind of points to that and kind of points to himself.
You want to get a bow?
Kind of shakes his head, looks to Adriel, and kind of makes a few more motions, and she's like, he wants to try out for being part of the archeries. He wants to be part of one of the guards or one of the groups that helps protect or one of the hunting parties. He's actually quite good with a bow.
Interesting.
I see. Well, good luck to you then.
Kind of smiles, gives a little half shrug.
Well, if you
And
need
he looks to you
anything.
two and kind of makes a few motions to both of you. Kind of points around. Like, he wants to know where you all are headed.
Ooh.
If you know.
Nora, where are we headed? About what time is it right now?
It's still like early afternoon. Around like probably 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Have you eaten anything yet? Will you eat something?
I suppose.
Need to go to that other tavern.
Yes, we could. Just like look for those other dudes. Be like, ew, where are you? But I think they meant after the town, so I don't really have a location after the town. I came here for.
Well, I thought were we gonna stay a couple days for the fight pit, or are we not going to stay? Okay.
Yeah.
So.
But then afterwards, like we're not gonna stay in Willends.
Yeah,
I almost said
no.
villains.
Villains.
Willends for
We're
the
in
whole
Villains.
thing. So yeah, I guess we could go up north.
Well, that's what Madison said. We have to go.
Probably. Be like, oh, do you want a travel companion? Just until you get there?
If you want, in a couple days, we'll be traveling.
He looks eagerly and kind of nods. And kind of gets this big smile on his face.
Okay, you're not gonna dupe us, are you?
You're not gonna be like
Shakes
Nicholas.
vigorously.
This isn't a scam, okay.
Shakes his head.
The car in question is not about to run out of warranty, is it?
Yikes.
Alrighty. Well,
He kind of looks excitedly over at Adriel, and she's like, "Yeah, no, you don't need my permission." And she kind of tussles his hair and kind of grins, kind of grabs her arm, and kind of gives her this meaningful look, like, he's excited.
Okay, that's good. It's like, I guess we'll leave after the fight pit then. I'm curious to see how this town handles large amounts of violence.
Large groups of people in general.
I'm not planning on participating, but I kind of want to watch. Kind of.
Do a little betting, a little bit of betting,
A little
maybe.
bit of betting.
A little bit of betting.
I see. Yes. All right.
But until then, we were just gonna go grab some food. We were gonna go visit this other.
The dogs.
No, I have it written down.
Sleepy Dog Inn.
Damn, Sleepy Dog Inn. Yes.
All right. So I guess we'll go. Yeah.
Yes,
We'll see you.
he kind of looks, makes a few gestures, and then thinks for a second, and then he makes like a finger motion, like.
You want to come? Okay.
Sure.
Sure.
Oh,
Kind of big grin on his face, and he kind of stands. And like now that you see him at his full height, I mean, neither of you are. You're above average height, and even then, he still stands another 6 or so inches over your head as he
Are you
stands.
6 foot?
I'm
Or
kind
it'd be 5. It'd be about 5 inches.
I didn't record my height.
Because you're.
I'm like 5'6",
You're
5'7". I was gonna do like 5'6", 5'7". Like
Yeah, so
5'7".
he's about 5 inches taller than you at his full height as he kind of straightens up a little bit.
Okay.
How about how old does he look? Does he look younger, older?
And the cradle
He
bob.
looks to be right about your all's age.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, probably early 20s or so.
Okay. And his name is Zoom.
And Adriel kind of looks at like, I'm expecting a few more people to be coming in here soon, so you take care of him, okay?
Alright.
No problem.
She kind of gives him a slap on his side, his injured side actually, and he winces away. She's like, don't you be causing them any trouble.
Oh,
Kind of points at him and kind of shies away, kind of raising his hands, like no, it's, yeah.
Alright, so we go. Let's get some munchies.
And he points behind you. And actually, as you guys are heading out, you hear, hold on just a moment. You two. And you see one of the same individual, same kind of out of breath individual, just kind of this portly man, just balding on top. It's just kind of like butt on the side, just nice shiny top of his head. As he kind of comes stumbling out, kind of shuts the door behind him roughly, and kind of walks down the stairs towards you all. Like, nah, I don't recognize either of you.
I don't recognize
Like,
you either.
yeah. Don't know you either.
He points to Zoom and is like, you, I recognize. What are you doing back here? He kind of looks at you all panicked, kind of looks back to where Adriel is and kind of almost raises his hands in a second. And you hear Adriel shout from the stables, just leave it, Zumness.
Sumness?
Like-
Tumness?
Zumness.
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 How do you spell that?
Zumnus. Zumnus. You know how harsh this winter's been. Leave him be. And he's like, you know better. He kind of looks back to Zoom. Like, you know better than to be wandering close to this. He kind of looks away, bashfully kind of wrings his hands for a second. And he's like, as for you two, what are you doing here? You just passing through? Causing trouble for ye old Nicholas over there?
He caused himself plenty of trouble.
If anything, you should be thanking us. If we hadn't stepped in, then Zoom here would be dead.
And he'd be a murderer.
True. No, you're not wrong. Kind of looks the two of you over and is like, you're not from here, obviously.
Obviously.
Thank God.
How long do you think you'll be staying?
Till after the brawl.
All right. I managed to talk Nicholas out of doing anything too rash, but best be careful. And he gives you all a nod. He's like, don't get the wrong impression. I'm grateful for you stepping in and making sure that Nicholas didn't do too much harm. But he's already usually in a foul mood.
I've noticed.
Foul man, foul mood.
He kind of rolls his eyes, and you can kind of smell like there's a little bit of that strange swamp water ale breath on. He just has
It's
a
in the
little
morning.
tinge of that.
It's literally in the morning. This nasty kind.
Okay. That's fine.
He's like, anyway, we'll just try not to cause too much trouble. Usually attacking a few citizens that we do possess, it isn't too frowned upon.
Well, as long as Nicholas keeps his hands and his axe to himself, I'm sure we won't have any more problems.
At this, his eyes kind of widen. He's like, he actually managed to hit you with the axe. And Zoom kind of nods. He's like, he has to make his ale stronger. He used to not be able to hit the broadside of that barn.
Can't imagine it any more foul than it already is, but I'll be on that. Just needs a few more frog toads jumping in his ale in his warehouse, and it'll be right as rain.
And he gives you a nod. He's like, well, don't cause any more trouble, but thank you. He begins wandering off. He kind of looks to where you guys are going, looks back, likes to go back into Nicholas's establishment.
That makes me nervous. What are we about to find out about the Sleepy Dog Inn? Everybody is under a spell
Maybe.
to sleep there forever, wake up, drink ale, and fall back asleep.
I think that's kind of like real life.
Oh.
You just keep drinking. Alright, so going to the Sleepy Dog Inn.
Yes!
You go across the street, and Zoom kind of looks nervously back over his shoulder, and he kind of trots up with you guys and kind of gives you this kind of knowing kind of look, a little smile.
We're gonna have to figure out how to speak words to this kid.
Nods.
And the
You all
backside
go
of my jacket is
into
hot.
the Sleepy Dog Inn, and there is a stark contrast between the Vulgar Pony and the Sleepy Dog Inn. The moment you enter, there's this smell of fresh cut cedar.
Ooh.
The floor, actually, whenever you first go in, there's actually a few steps up that you have to take in order to get into the establishment. And as you step, the floor isn't dry rotted, it's not moist, and the air is a little bit warm. As you come up into the establishment, you almost have to duck your head from the initial entrance, as there's kind of like this little platform above, and you're gonna have to duck underneath. You think it's probably a really good test to see whether or not someone is drunk walking in, otherwise they wouldn't have noticed.
Bam!
And you walk up, and you see there is what kind of looks like a small corner bar over in the corner. There are several tables and chairs which actually look like they were carved out of old pieces of wood and kind of fastened together with twine or some kind of thick hemp rope. And instantly you hear, "Ah!" And as you look over, you all sense this panic instantly. I can see it in your eyes.
Oh, I'm extremely panicked right now. Please let me go back to the drunken fool.
Smile as your all's heads kind of peek over, and you all instinctively turn over to the sound, and there is a toddler standing on one of the chairs. Also, feet on the ground, but like grabbing onto one of the chairs, standing and bouncing up and down and up and down and up and down. And you see.
So wait, he's on the floor, holding onto the chair?
No, holding onto the chair.
Pulling up, like learning to walk.
This toddler is on the ground.
Okay, so he's on the ground. I just want to make sure he wasn't like on a bar or something. Okay.
No, sorry. No, just standing next to the chair, kind of hanging onto it, kind of bouncing up and down wearing this, what kind of looks like this strange dress/onesie. It kind of cups at the ankles, made of some kind of light fabric. It kind of looks a little bit pink. As the baby, or this toddler, this thick black hair that just kind of is bouncing at the shoulders, looks over at you guys and points at you. And all of a sudden you kind of hear this quick tapping of feet, and you see this human woman. She has also this kind of same black-brown hair. She just has this full round face, and the moment she sees you guys, she kind of smiles, and she's like, "Oh, hello! Sorry I didn't hear you come in. 1 second." And she kind of runs over and grabs, like, "Mo, you shouldn't be screaming like that," and kind of lifts the toddler up onto her hip and kind of starts playing. The toddler instantly just kind of grabs a fistful of her hair, shoves it in his mouth, and kind of rests his head on her shoulder. And she's like, "Sorry about that. Works very well as a door knocker. Can I get something started for you?" So she's kind of bouncing the toddler, who's now making this kind of slight bubbling sounds.
We were just here to get our afternoon meal.
Oh, absolutely. We have a few things. We don't have too much. Is pork okay with you? No other restrictions. She goes, "Hi, Zoom." And kind of nods and smiles.
I've stayed here.
Look, it wasn't my fault.
I know, no, it's just not for free. We don't have a ton of gold.
Uh-oh.
She's like, "I'll go ahead and get something started for you. Do you want eggs, or I know we have some porridge left over from this morning." And you hear the baby, "Arr!" It's like, "Yes, we do."
Well, he sounds like he likes the porridge, so I'll take some porridge.
Yes,
All
that's
right.
fine.
Have a little bit of pork. And she looks at Zoom. "I already know what you want."
She's saying
She kind of looks over and she's like, "Oh, toes out cutting wood," and looks to Zoom. It's like, would you mind holding Mo for a minute?" And kind of nods. And kind of reaches out.
What did you say? Who is out cutting wood?
To'o.
Spell that.
T-O''OH. To'o.
Oh.
To'o.
I guess it's her husband.
Yes, I'm going to assume, but I'm not going to make definites.
And hands the baby over to Zoom, who kind of takes her, thinks about his side for a second, and then kind of places her on the other side. And she instantly kind of reaches up and kind of smacks at his face a little bit. He just kind of smiles. I'm gonna bounces her a little bit, and she's just big smiles. And she's like, "I'll go ahead and get everything started for you. Go ahead and take a seat anywhere. I'll be right back."
Thank you.
Literally every time she talks about Zoom, I just picture Ford. Like, that's just who I'm picturing in my head. I can't help it. That's the only half-orc I like envision. Because otherwise, if I envision any other work, I'm going to envision, like, Lord of the Rings, these hideous creatures that I just want to kill.
I'm imagining, like, the Teen Titans, what's his name? Beast
Boy?
Beast Boy. That's who I'm imagining. Only, like, older.
That's more like Mitch. Beast Boy's more like Mitch.
Who's Mitch?
From the old
Campaign 1. Before your
A
time.
little goblin. Okay.
Yes, Zoom is Ford in my mind. That's who I see.
He kind of looks to you guys and kind of points to the baby and kind of gives a little smile, like.
I don't know what
bounces
that
her
means,
again.
but
She looks over at you guys, and you just see like these big, shining black eyes as she kind of blinks over at you, gives this big grin, kind of grabs a fistful of fabric and kind of shoves her face into his side.
You want to play with this dagger? It's a toy for you. No, I don't say that.
Smack it out of her hand. Get that.
He walks over to one of the corner tables and kind of sits down on one side. It's a booth. He kind of sits down in the booth and puts Mo on the inside of the booth.
But you said Mo or Mole?
Mo.
M-O-E?
Just M-O. Mo.
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 Hey, definitely gonna fix that real quick because I definitely said Mole.
It's okay. I mean, they named their child Mole. Like.
Look.
No.
Mo.
I ain't gonna judge. There's no judging here.
Okay, gotcha. So we just sit down at the booth with him. And just
Okay.
kind of wait.
Mo grabs either side of the table and stands up, not on the table, but in the chair, and begins kind of bouncing and looking at you guys. Just big, bright eyes, just kind of staring out, looking.
Because we're like these drow elves that are all like
Super serious, and I'm just like, I just want to touch it.
There's just this baby.
I just want to hold it.
She's kind of like rocking herself back and forth, and unstably she kind of reaches out and grabs him, kind of grabs his shoulder, and kind of starts bouncing from side to side. After a few minutes of this, she comes back out, the mother comes back out, and kind of sets everything before you. It smells lovely.
You said, what was her name? What'd you say?
She didn't say her name.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I thought Madison said it. I was like, oh, slip up. Repeat it.
No. She sets all of the different platters onto the table, and she's like, okay. And Mo, come here. Tries to take a step, stumbles immediately and falls into his lap, and kind of lifts her up, and kind of smiles and gives the baby over. She kind of puts her on her hip and says, if there's anything else you need, just go ahead and let me know. We're going to get you something to lunch as well. Teething. Ugh.
Sorry.
That's so cute.
Nods.
Alright.
And she begins heading in the back.
Yes.
Yes, it is a lovely meal. Something that you didn't necessarily expect from after seeing the exterior of the town, after meeting some of the people. This is lovely and almost out of place. The exterior matches, but the interior does not.
Makes sense. Alright.
If you all finish your meal,
How much would it be?
she didn't say, which was her mistake. If she comes up and goes to grab up the plate, she's like, "Oh, I forgot to talk about price. Do y'all have 369 silver?"
Yes.
Shit. I only have 8.
We can just do it like 5 and 4.
What does that mean? Oh, like 8 total? For all of it?
Well, 9 total for all. Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's not a problem, is it?
No.
Oh, no. I just...
It was
Perfect.
so good we expected it to be
Yeah,
more.
definitely.
Oh, good.
It's delicious.
I'll subtract 5 from mine.
Okay. No, I'll subtract 5 from mine since I got more gold than you did last time.
That's fair.
So I'll subtract 5, so I have 3.
Awesome.
Well, that is definitely the wrong one.
Also reaches into his bag and kind of pulls out a couple of silver and kind of puts it on the table. She's
Like a tip.
kind of gives a nod. And she's like, well, how long are you guys going to be staying? Do I need to prepare some rooms for you?
Oh, no, we're actually staying at the Vulgar Pony. We got a room there for free.
It was my mistake. I didn't understand that. That was my fault. I take full responsibility for that one.
It was the stables, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one addition that we've haven't quite put on just yet. But we're working on it.
Well, if you ever do, trust me, I won't stay at the Vulgar Pony next time. I'll be sleeping in the woods.
Absolutely. We'll keep that in mind next time you're in Willends.
Oh, thank you.
And you hear another cry. She's like, no, you're so fussy. It's like over her shoulder. You can see the baby's kind of like wall surfing. Mo's kind of like wall surfing, kind of like taking the sideways steps. And she sees her mom from across the way. And her hand kind of reaches out and she kind of like does a little hand grab. And kind of looks really, really sad, like she's about to cry. Oh, goodness. I know. And she immediately kind of rushes back, and after stacking all of the dishes, scoops up Mo onto one of her hips, and she's like, well, you'll have a good day. Gives a little wave, and
Thank
goes
you.
into the back and starts cleaning up.
Thank you.
Let's go to the marketplace.
Okay, let's go to the marketplace.
And I'm gonna tell her about the button lady. I'm like, don't go to the button lady.
She's
She
crazy.
only sells buttons and nothing else. She sells fabric too.
Fabric, yes,
But
yes.
buttons.
I don't need any fabric currently.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't want to get the buttons stolen from me.
At which point, make a perception check,
Oh god.
both of you.
Oh.
Yikes.
9?
9.
9.
Yeah.
You both rolled 9.
Yeah. I rolled a 3, but I have a 6 in perception.
Yeah. Both of you glance as you all are like, oh, I don't want to get stolen by the button. I don't want to get any buttons stolen from the button lady. Both of you catch this out of the corner of your eye as Zoom kind of stops in his tracks and kind of looks at you.
Do you steal buttons for the button lady? Did you steal my button? I'm gonna check my buttons.
He looks and goes.
Okay.
He points off to the woods, and then does this.
You take buttons from, or you kill people for their buttons. Ah!
Kinsey says, "You kill people for your buttons."
He shakes his head wildly.
Oh, okay. You find people who are already dead, and you take their buttons.
He points to his coin purse and kind of jingles it a little bit. Shrugs.
Hey, gotta do what you got to do, I guess.
If you're gonna kill people for money, you
Points
need
to
to be a
Talavin,
mercenary,
kind of nods.
not a button thief. I see.
You could always be a bounty hunter.
Yeah, he kind of looks at you curiously. And seems
Hey.
like that idea.
You can get good money that way.
We're gonna be bounty hunters. Okay. So we go to the town again for to look at the shops.
You guys travel across, not across the street, but kind of further down the street. You're on the same side as the marketplace.
So I have a question.
Go in, and you actually do see a bunch more vendors. Yes.
I have it just like a quick just so that I know in my mind. What's the difference between an insight and a perception roll?
Perception is a general look around, do I notice anything? Do I see anything? And insight is trying to gauge someone's motives.
Okay, so it's specific to a person or a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're trying to get an insight on somebody, if you were to do an insight on Zoom, you would be trying to figure out, is he actually trying to kill people for buttons? Or, or, is he, are you getting a malicious vibe off of him? Or is he really just adventuring out into the swamps, and when he finds someone who met their demise in there, that's when he acquires the buttons?
Seems like he'd.
There must be a lot of people out in those woods dying.
Probably. Yeah, it seems like he'd have better luck with those people's coin purses than their buttons. Unless they were robbed and murdered by someone. By him.
Not.
Alright.
Shakes his head.
Okay. Cool. To the marketplace.
Continue with what you were saying.
We're totally gonna go shopping.
There are several more vendors actually out. You do see the button lady over in the corner, and she's still counting buttons, and Zoom kind of looks over and he kind of points that's where he's going to go to.
Just nod.
You see over in the corner off on the far hand side. Actually, go ahead and make a perception check. See if you all see anything extra fun.
14.
17.
14 and 17, nice. As soon as you all enter, Zoom goes over to the half-elven button lady. You see over in the far corner, there's actually a young man who, he's human, but he kind of has his hair kind of braided in kind of these different strips on the side of his head. And it looks like he's trying to weave them in some way or another. It's kind of ugly. But he is actually playing what looks like a lute of some sort. He's kind of picking and strumming it, kind of filling the marketplace with a little bit of background music, as it were. You see 2 more tables actually have filled the entire front, and hanging aloft, massive strips of meat and various leathers, as well as some very interesting looking fish.
Swamp fish.
Swamp fish.
Okay.
Avoid at all costs.
You see somebody over in the corner who actually kind of has things kind of spread out, and it looks like they're doing cards. It doesn't look like tarot cards, it just looks like normal playing cards. And then in the final corner, you actually see the dark-haired human who was in the Vulgar Pony earlier.
I didn't know he was human. I didn't know he was human. Was the other one human?
Yeah, they're both human.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't say they were human. Oh, no, you did.
Does he have a booth, or is he just kind of standing there?
He's standing nearby, but it looks like he's like twiddling with something in his hands.
Which one is this? The dark-haired one?
Mm-hmm.
The dark-haired one.
Doesn't look like there's any vendors selling cool things.
I don't know. You never know when you're gonna need a good strip of leather.
Oh.
At the moment, you don't see anybody who's selling anything like weapons or any other items.
No, like parchment or anything. Pins,
selling
parchment.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Not in the underneath booth so far. Yes.
Would I know how to make like if I bought some meat, like is this just like fresh meat? Like you go to a butcher shop and you get like a fresh steak? Or like, is this like already pre-dried meat?
Based on your perception check, it's a mixture of both. And you can tell immediately by the smell.
Ah.
When you say smell, you mean like the fresh meat stank?
The fresh meat doesn't smell as fresh. Maybe it's like it mixing with the air. It doesn't smell as fresh as it could be.
Okay.
But the dried meat, does it look okay?
It looks okay. Yeah.
Okay.
One of them is keeping a really close eye and kind of like waving away any air insects who are trying to accumulate, while the other one is just kind of letting them have at one of the pieces over in the corner.
I see.
Let's go over to that one. Maybe we can get a little bit of dried meat for the travels. Yeah.
Okay, we can get some dried meat.
Yes. So so the guy in the dark-haired human was just sitting in the corner twiddling with something?
Yes.
Can we tell what it is?
It's hard to tell at this distance. You probably have to get closer.
Okay. Whoopsies. Not too close.
Okay, we're gonna go over and talk to the meat man. The one that looks like he's taking care of the meat. Not the other one.
Simple enough. He kind of, as he sees you guys kind of come in, almost looks stunned, slowly turning towards his booth after kind of getting an overall like take of what of the various wares of the marketplace and trying to be like, okay, this is interesting. You hear him kind of clap his hands. Ah, there we are. He kind of runs his kind of greasy-looking hands kind of through his hair, just a little bit. Or actually, he was wearing gloves, and there's like grease like on his hand. He kind of runs it through his hair. As he looks, he's like, "What is it that I can get for you today?"
Nothing.
I just scared Loki out of his sleep.
Come on. He kind of takes off his hands, or not takes off his hands, takes off his gloves.
Takes off his hands. Oh God.
Yeah, he takes off his gloves, and his hands are actually clean. It's just the gloves. He had forgotten that they were on. He kind of, thanks for that.
Do you have any dried meats?
Oh, what can I get for you?
What kind of dried meats do you have?
We have got croc, we've got fish, and we have boar.
I'll take some boar.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with some boar. We're just looking
Now,
dried meat.
croc is some of our specialty.
I'm alright.
You can't say you've been to Willends without trying some of our famous croc.
I'm not gonna tell anyone I've been here.
Damn.
What it looks like.
Sassy.
I'll take some boar.
Yes, please.
How much?
How much per pound?
Per pound? I assume you're wanting the dried kind.
Yes.
and stares over at you. He's like, did I check my teeth? I'm like, for you two, 4 silver. A pound.
I'll take a pound. And,
Yeah.
and now I have dried meats.
You have different flavors? Or is it just one flavor? You got some teriyaki?
It's meat flavor. That is the flavor.
Some sweet and hot?
Barbecue meat?
Some sriracha flavor?
Nice slow spit. Get that smoky taste.
Yeah.
I shall also take a pound.
Alright, go ahead and mark off 4 silver each, and both of you have a pound of dried boar meat.
Yes.
After you've all acquired your dried meat, do you go and visit any of the other booths? Any of the other people?
I want to walk by the card table and just like see if they're talking about anything interesting. I'm going to slowly meander by.
Okay, you walk by and you just see this kind of, everybody kind of has this natural grease. He kind of has this light reddish hair. He doesn't look elven, but some of his features seem a little bit more pointed as he is like shuffling the cards, and his eyes dart up to you and he's like, want to play? Begins shuffling the cards.
What game do you play?
You try and reach a certain number. Go over that number, you lose. Get under that number, you might win.
What do I win?
He holds up a gold piece, twiddles it in his fingers.
And it's fun to play.
Of course.
Thanks for the offer. But I'm alright.
I ain't lucky enough.
Does this little shrug, sets the coin back down, and begins shuffling again.
Unless you had something more interesting to offer.
And guys kind of dart up. Like what? Begins shuffling.
I don't know. Maybe if you've traveled around, any current news or any secrets?
Secrets? Oh, Lord.
Sorry, I'm not from here. Kind of grins. He has very, very straight white teeth, which is almost unsettling.
You got a name?
How much for my name?
This guy's a sketch.
He is kind of sketchy. I'm enticed. Like, I kind of want to play, but...
I mean, it's just one gold
Okay, it's one gold
piece.
piece. Yeah, I'll sit down. I'll sit down.
I'm just gonna kind of stand behind her and just
Okay. You know what's that?
keep to myself. I know I'm not the card-winning kind. Where did she go?
She went to go get her deck of cards.
Oh. Don't you need the deck of cards?
He's the one dealing.
Yeah, but how do you know what cards you have? What? How are you gonna play it?
He says, we're going to try
it's-
and make it to 21.
Yeah, it's
Think you can manage?
21. There's another name for it, but yeah, I think I can. So if I win, I get information.
Like what? What do you think I know? Shuffles again.
I want to know where you're from.
Seriously?
Sure.
What is he gonna get when you win? When he
He
wins?
gets a gold piece. Any tasty bits of information would be appreciated.
Would be appreciated. You're gonna give me some information.
Very well. I think I can agree to those terms.
Madison put him here for a reason.
Okay, fine.
Or maybe there's no reason. I don't know.
Alright.
Exploring.
These are your cards.
Okay.
He has a 5 showing.
A 5 showing our what?
The way that the game works,
These
it's
are
like,
your cards.
yeah, so you want
This is the only
to
part
get
you
to
see.
for him?
Yeah.
So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
He looks. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna hold.
Hit. Okay.
Hmm.
Friends. Right. Move down to 2. Here's the next card. I'll hold. And he reveals. You both have 17.
Oh.
Kinda grins. Looks like it's a stalemate.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes. That's unfortunate.
I won't keep you gold piece for a tie. I don't win like that.
Thank you.
Care to play again?
No, I'm alright.
It's only one gold
Change
piece,
your
you
mind.
didn't lose anything.
Okay, I'll play one more time. I'm curious. I wanna know.
I mean, technically you haven't lost anything.
This could be a waste of time, but I wanna know. Okay. I'll play again.
These are your cards.
Okay. Hit me.
And he has a 10 showing.
Okay. I'm gonna hold.
I'll hold as well.
What you got?
You both have 20.
What?
Are you serious right
What?
now? That's that's
Again.
unnatural.
Again.
My, you're awful feisty, aren't you?
That was out of character.
That was out of character.
That was Mackenzie having a temper tantrum, not Nora. There's a
Where are you
difference.
from?
That's not how this game is playing.
You're no fun.
You keep the gold piece. Unless you want to just trade secrets, but I'd rather pay the gold.
I'd rather have the gold.
I'd rather have the gold.
These are your cards. He has a king showing.
Okay. Oh, hang on.
These are your cards.
Hang on. I'm gonna hold.
He has a 20. He only had 17. He grins and he takes the gold piece and just slides it across the table. It's like, pleasure doing this with you. Amazing. 2 stalemates in a row. Wonder what that could mean.
I don't think it means anything. Either that or you stack the deck.
Oh, damn.
But I doubt it. Since you've
I'm
been
pretty
shuffling.
sure you have a chance, darling.
Hang on. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Alright, I'll play one more time. Fourth time is the charm. And then I'm walking away. I'm such a gambler.
Oh my goodness.
Very well.
Her
You have another go?
Just one more.
Here are your cards.
Okay.
He has a 7 showing.
Alright, hit me.
You realize what you have, right?
You stole my cards?
No, I'm asking you out of game. You know what you have. This
Wait.
counts as 11 or 1.
Yeah, exactly. So I say hit me, so if I get a 10, then it's 21.
But you already have
These are your
21.
cards.
10 and 11 is 21.
See, I'm holding up both cards, right?
Yeah.
That's already 21, right?
I was
Yeah.
counting it as 11. Never mind.
I see. I was counting the aces 10 or 1.
It's 11. No, aces are 11 or 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was 11 or 1, but for some reason I counted as 1. Yeah, I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna hold. That's fine.
You're so
I'll give
cute.
myself another card then. I'll hold.
And
And you all flip over, and you win.
finally.
He kind of leans over the table, interlaces his fingers. So what is it exactly that you think you want to know? You wanted to know my name.
That's not what you paid him for.
No, I paid him for information.
Yes.
Yes. Let's see. So you say that you've traveled around. So, anything out of the ordinary from the places you've been?
Oh, plenty of things out of the ordinary.
You want to give us some examples?
Oh, that wasn't a question, though, was it?
That was a statement. I said you've been to many places. Anything. And you're supposed to...
You said anything out of the ordinary. I said plenty of things out of the ordinary. Gives you a smug grin.
I could beat this man up.
You know, I haven't used my intimidation today. Do I want to do that?
How about I throw an intimidation
No, like,
check
I
behind her over here, like, give her a damn straight answer before I clock you one.
I have my frighten or charm.
I answered a question.
Alrighty.
Burly.
That's fine. You can keep the gold. Have a nice day.
I was like, I only earned the one from you. Are you giving me this one?
No, we better snatch that shit back up.
What do you mean?
Because you put down one piece,
Well, yeah, I'm taking my gold.
and then you won the second one, so you gave him one, but then you will put another one down.
Well, yeah, but...
Technically, you only lost one gold.
Yeah, I only lost one. Hang on, I'm gonna do this.
But you left the second piece you put down on there, so you can take it back. But don't you win his piece of gold? So technically...
No, I got the information.
Oh. Information schmation.
Yeah, right. I see. You're gonna be too difficult to deal with, so... Have a nice day.
Yes.
I'm the most pleasant person you've met so far.
No,
But
you're
yes,
not.
have a nice day.
You're a very despicable person, but... Have a nice day. Have fun swindling more.
Smile.
Walk away.
You walk away. You can hear the older lady going, "Oh, these are lovely." And you can see
Older lady, the button lady.
Button
Oh
lady.
god.
is like handing her different buttons and like showing her different buttons from a side pouch of his that is separate from his coin purse. And yeah, you can just see he's kind of smiling, kind of pointing to different ones and holding up different fingers. You can guess that they're probably for prices.
Oh. This is so adorable. I just literally see Ford, but like silent and adorable and like little cute. I don't want to pinch his cheeks.
I don't much care for him, but that might just be me. It's probably just me.
Ugh, Nora.
I know.
What is wrong with you?
She's mad that she lost.
Yeah. A little self-defeat.
It's salty.
So has anything else popped up in the marketplace since we were being swindled?
Just the dude.
No. Yeah, just that. You notice there's a lot more foot traffic starting to come in through both the south and the north paths.
And where's old dude? Is he we entered on which side? The north or south?
You came in through the south side, and Nora came in through the northern side.
Oh, no, I meant like in the marketplace. Is there like two doors? No, there's not. There's...
It's
No,
not door market.
no, there's just the one entrance.
Okay. So,
I mean, everything is kind of like open air anyway, but there's kind of one main like place that kind of indicates, oh, this is where you should enter.
and you said the meat people were at the front?
Yeah.
And then the
They're also
card...
immediately to your right-hand side. The card person was next to the rank meat person.
On
They're,
like, at the front?
at the front. Then the dark-haired individual who you saw in the vulgar pony is over in the corner twiddling something. You're still not sure what, but you're getting closer. Like, you can probably like catch a sneak peek of his hands.
Yes.
And then there's several empty booths out in the middle, several empty booths on the opposite side, and then there's the button lady standing there with Zoom.
In the other corner.
Mm-hmm.
Which corner? The right or left corner?
If you enter, it would be like directly in front and kind of off to the right just a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, as I walk by, I'm gonna like just glance to see it at his hands.
Okay, go ahead. Make a perception check.
17.
Okay, 17. It is a small glass ball that he's twiddling in his hands.
Oh, okay.
He kind of locks eyes with you, and he kind of gives you this curious glance as you pass by.
Just gonna raise my eyebrows as I walk by.
He raises his eyebrows back like, what?
Not suspiciously, just kind of like a Not like a
Yeah, he just kind of gives you a...
eyebrows.
Eyebrows.
Brow
Communicate their eyebrows.
Brow language. Let's have a brow fight.
Just twiddling with it, playing with it. Do you have anything else?
No. I'm kind of done with this day.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to do.
What other... So, as we're leaving the marketplace, you said there's... So there's... You said there's 2 other resident halls? Like, what is that? Like homes? Like people's homes?
Like apartments, I guess.
Based on the overall structure, it's probably a room-by-room basis.
So there's literally... There's nothing
There's
else.
nothing here. I'm ready to get out of this town.
Yeah, really. We still have like a whole nother day, though.
Yeah. We could just skip the brawl and just go tonight.
No, I want to see the brawl.
Let's see the brawl. Okay. Well, maybe if we go to sleep, it'll make the day go by faster.
Well, I was going to ask Adriel if there was any... If she knew where any, like, herbs were that I could go pick. You want to pick herbs with me?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Zoom knows the herbs. He's with us.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, I guess, yeah, that's true.
Let's go out into the marsh.
He approaches you guys with kind of several gold coins in his hand. He only has like 3 or 4 gold. And kind of points and kind of gives a little thumbs up.
How does the button lady make any money?
I don't know. She's definitely swindling somebody.
Good for you, Zoom.
Kind of nods and takes 2 of the golden hands into you guys.
No.
I don't want
No.
that.
Absolutely not.
You can pay us back by showing us some herbs in the
Yes.
area.
Yes.
We're gonna gather some herbs.
Yes.
Let's go.
Nods.
Maybe we'll come across a crocodile too. Ha!
grabs the kind of stitch in his side, but he leads you guys out of the marketplace. Glancing about, he kind of gives the vulgar pony another quick kind of nervous glance, and then begins heading up the north end of the trail.
Okay, so like
We'll
in
walk-
nature?
You all walk up the main trail, and then he cuts off suddenly to the left-hand side, and kind of begins bouncing from place to place to place in different spots, which he points down to them as he jumps from spot to spot. And as you do, you notice these are dry patches. They're solid. You're not plunging immediately into the swamps.
That's nice.
He takes off running, kind of bounces a few more places, goes over to this kind of what looks like this lightning-struck tree, and reaches in and actually pulls out a bow and quiver, kind of slings it over his shoulder, kind of attaches it onto his waist, kind of points. He looks to you, Talavin, and kind of makes a few gestures, thinks for a second, then kind of points to the pouch where he had the herbs. Kind of shrugs his shoulders and kind of points like,
He's asking if that's
Yes.
like the combination.
Any herbs that you know of in the area that I could collect would be perfect.
nods and points, and begins heading off.
Yes, yes.
You all go deeper and deeper, and because you are traveling with him, you are not encumbered by the surrounding terrain.
Yay!
Yes, yes.
Bounces from a few other places, and he kind of crouches in a couple of spots, glances, and kind of makes eyes and points, and you all can see a couple of the logs that are not quite logs drifting by. And it takes a rock, chucks it in the opposite direction, and it gestures, and you all head around the tree as you all are walking through. Until you come to what looks like a small campsite. There's kind of like this straggly net kind of waded into the water. This is actually slightly off of the ground, and he kind of goes to it and kind of points.
This is where you live?
Nods.
Smart,
And
off
at
the
which
ground.
point, points a little bit further over, and you can actually see there's this massive... It's slightly moist, but it's this large patch of earth. And there are just dozens of wildflowers. Some of them being the ones that you recognize.
Yes.
From his pouch.
Zoom, why don't you sell this combination? Your healing herbs? Why don't you sell them for money? People don't pay much?
He points to his coin person and shakes his head.
These must be common herbs that people around here know about.
Nods.
I see. Well, you could have swindled us.
He kind of shakes his head and kind of... No, he wouldn't think of...
Oh. Okay, I kind of like him now.
Yes.
He actually goes over to you, Talavin, as you're going over to the flowers, and he begins showing you how he's been harvesting them. By plucking them in a very particular way, it lets the main body remain in the earth and continue to grow. As he kind of picks it and begins, and actually underneath of where he indicated that he sleeps, which is kind of like this off the ground canopy. Underneath, you can see that he's been drying herbs underneath of that space. Gonna keep it dry. And so he plucks a few, and then he kind of points to under his kind of little hobble, and kind of makes a gesturing motion.
He's offering us his dried herbs?
Nods.
Oh. Okay, now I really like him. He's very nice.
Yes.
And actually, he kind of glances over, and he holds up a finger for a second, and kind of goes off. And you can see, he only travels about 20 feet out, but there are a couple of snares that he laid. And he actually has some caught rabbits over in the corner. He begins kind of field dressing them, kind of looks over and kind of motions like sorry. as he's like carving them up, and all of a sudden he's got blood on his hands. And he's like, Like, you can see the wheels are working in his head, like, if I come back with blood all over my hands, it's gonna look bad. He just kind of has this, like, what are they gonna do to me look? And if I continues to field dress as he kind of holds up the rabbit.
So I have a question. So in my back history, because I know you said I could learn some things, would I know how to do that? Like, would I be like,
Dress?
yeah, to like be able to like do that and like make like snares and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering in case I had to ask him to help me do that too.
Yeah, I think you're proficient in survival, and that would kind of fall under.
Oh yeah, no, I am. I forgot about that.
That works.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to make sure I know as much as I can know.
I am not proficient in survival. I just...
I have +6 in survival.
No, you have other benefits that you get because of your background.
Yes, I do. Okay, cool.
Yes, I do.
So we just kind of like, I guess we can take the herbs that are already dry and then like just replace them.
Yeah.
Like helping out while he's feeling.
When you start to do that, he kind of gestures and kind of shakes his head and he makes the walking motion with you guys.
Oh, since he's traveling with us, there's no point in drying out more because it'll take too long to dry out.
He nods.
Okay, we're getting the hang of it.
His hands are a little bit bloody. As he does that, he's
It's like,
wipes it off on, and then now his whole front is kind of smeared with blood, and he's like, he just starts looking a little bit more panicked, like,
aren't
gosh, this looks
crocodiles
terrible.
like sharks?
Yeah, aren't they? Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Like crocodiles are like sharks. Like they can smell blood. I think that's the point of this.
He nods and points to the height
I see.
of his structure.
Gotcha. Alrighty, cool. So
I mean, I'm
we'll
not
take
opposed to killing a couple crocodiles real quick.
care. Well, I mean,
Just
they
saying.
can't have more than a couple hit points, right? Right?
Maybe not
At that
medicines.
point, he kind of looks and he does he kind of pulls out his ear, kind of points off to the crocodiles and points to his coin purse.
We can sell crocodiles?
Nods.
Really? How much a
No.
crocodile?
We're gonna just slaughter 15 gold?
15.
6.
He pulls out a gold piece.
6 gold per crocodile.
15 gold per crocodile.
Oh, 15.
We were right the first time.
Okay. 15 gold.
And puts it back and secures it.
Let's go!
So is that like the whole crocodile or just to kill the crocodile?
It's probably like for meat.
Just to kill it. Because we could like skin it, take its scales and its teeth and its claws, and we could sell that later.
We could just sell the whole crocodile.
Yeah,
To the meat dude.
You know, we only need to sell the meat to this meat dude. And we keep the rest of it and we can sell that in like a bigger town and make more money in a bigger town.
Exotic.
As y'all are talking
crocodile
about this,
skins.
he starts chewing on a few of the other herbs. Like a few of the other dried herbs.
Starts eating the raw rabbit.
What?
Okay.
He looks to you guys and he kind of makes the killing motion and then kind of points off to the swamp. Kind of like the bow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go kill some.
I go off into the woods
I don't know what this
to
means.
find a crocodile. They're big.
They're big?
They're small. Oh, he said the big ones are in one area and the small ones are in another area.
Nods. Hmm.
Are they all worth the same amount? How much are the big ones worth?
50.
50.
Let's get the big one.
We're getting the big ones.
He kind of looks a little bit unsure. 'Cause he's kind of like,
Now how do I?
he gestures like,
They're very big. It's okay, sweetie. We got this. I'm gonna do charm person for the crocodile. The crocodile.
Hey, crocodile, please just let me stab you in the throat. Thank you. So it's 15 gold for a small one and 50 for a big one? Are there like in between sizes or just small and big? How much for a medium one? 25? 30?
Let's just get the big one.
Okay, we're gonna go with
We're going
the
to
big
kill
one.
the king crocodile. Because he's probably hurting the ecosystem the most, right? We're doing a favor.
he takes a bigger one of herbs and continues to chew on them. Just kind of scratches his brow nervously. Like, oh,
We'll be back,
no.
sweetie. Don't worry about it. Wait, how are we going to transport this thing?
I can go get the warrior and we can drag it.
Let's see how big it is. We may have to cut it out. That's fine. We're going off into the swamp to get it.
Into the swamp. You guys set off into the swamps. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay. Mm, 15.
15?
Yeah.
Nice.
21.
21.
This is a
You
nice
guys are making your way.
It's real big.
You guys kind of creeping along, and at first Nora is the one who takes point. But after about 25 or so feet, Zoom kind of catches up to you, kind of taps you on the shoulder and gestures for himself to go up ahead first.
Oh, he came. Okay. I didn't realize he was gonna come and fight with us. Oh, okay.
He's got his bow and arrow?
Mm-hmm. He does. He has an arrow knocked and ready.
I always have.
And he kind of gestures to the... So go ahead and make a stealth check for me.
Oh,
Snake.
God.
Yes. 19. Snake.
Nice.
9.
So Talavin, as you all are trekking along, Zoom is moving very, very kind of quietly and showing you kind of where to place your feet and bouncing from place to place. And Nora, since you're kind of next, you are following very close behind him. You get distracted, Talavin. This set of moss, this kind of very rich growing moss, and you recognize it, and it's actually a good source of padding if you don't have fresh bandages. And you take a second and and you accidentally step off of the path and sink instantly, almost up to your thigh, with one of your feet in this mud.
Yikes.
This is over, and bounces back, and kind of offers a hand to you, kind of helps you. Your foot, you can feel it prying at your boot as you
Oh, God.
Your boot is now soaked and partially filled with a squishy, thick mud, which kind of emanates this just
Filth.
kind of gag reflex worthy stench.
Did I at least get the moss?
You did. As you were waiting there, you managed to kind of get your fingers underneath and kind of pry off a nice handful, a nice chunky handful. You kind of slip it into your bag and you're like, gosh darn it. After trekking kind of through the swamps, you see Zoom kind of addresses with his eyes and gestures out into the swamp. Go ahead and make a perception check with advantage.
22.
Okay.
Wait, do we have to roll twice?
You get to roll twice.
It's perfect.
advantage.
It's advantage, so you take the higher of the two.
15.
15? Nice.
Oh, I'm sorry,
After
16. It was a 10. 16.
Out,
I was looking at the
indicating-
one.
you see, it almost blends in at first, but then you can see it. This massive crocodile is sunning himself. Its head is held back. Its mouth is just kind of hanging open as it's kind of gazing up listlessly into the sky.
So it's prone, is what I'm hearing.
And they're all
Naturally, they're over
prone.
the ground anyway, but it's distracted.
How
Zoom
big is
kind
it?
of it makes quiet, and then gestures to the other side. Kind of, it's like a little triangle motion.
So his mouth?
Oh, we're gonna surround him.
Oh, okay. So like a triangle. Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nods. He
How
points-
big is this crocodile?
This crocodile is considered huge. It is at least 15 feet long, based on what you were able to perceive, and probably weighs a couple 100 pounds, if not more.
Oof.
Probably closer to like 500 pounds. It is round, it is
50
wide,
gold
it is
for this.
unchallenged.
Unchallenged. I feel like this should be like 100 gold.
Well, I mean, we're gonna get 50 for the meat. So then, for like the skin and stuff, we'll sell that.
Okay, okay.
He
okay.
nods and points to kind of the skin and does 50 again.
Oh, the skin
Oh,
is
so we can do the skin and the meat 50 each.
Gotcha. Oh,
And then we
Yeah.
still can get all the teeth and the claws and we can sell those somewhere else.
yes.
Nods.
Oh, cool. Too bad they're not poisonous so we can make weapons and stuff. But that's fine. Alright, so I guess I'll take
He points for a spot for you to be. Points for Talavin to stay put, as you were the one who fell in the mud earlier. And then gestures for him to go to the far side.
not
I need you all to make stealth checks for me. Since
Oh,
Talavin, you're not the one moving, you get to go with advantage.
Wow. Now I have an advantage 24, natural 20. That's
You
pathetic.
stay down there and crouch, and you kind of inch forward just a little bit until you're about within 15 feet or so of the creature.
I got a 21.
21, just melding into the natural shadows. You dart around from side to side, following the indicated path, and you see Zoom kind of tumble onto the next side, and you see, and you can see all of a sudden why he kind of prefers the woods and kind of the swamps, as you almost lose him entirely in the area. His natural complexion kind of blends in with the surroundings.
Earthy undertones.
Earthy undertones.
Nice earthy undertones.
Okay.
You can see him gesture. Gestures.
Oh, so we're gonna attack on 3. So we're going to attack. Okay, what are we going to attack with?
He aims his bow and kind of looks to you guys as if he's waiting for you all to give this signal.
Okay. So you said his mouth is open?
Yep, its mouth is just...
Like how wide open is his mouth?
like nice
Like
4.5 feet.
sunning his tongue.
Nice wide open
he's-
triangle.
Because I was going to use my whip, and I was like, I could like whip his mouth shut, like grab, but that's too far.
Wait, I have a crossbow.
Yeah, I got a crossbow. We got a crossbow in that last thing too.
Yeah, I forget how well it does though.
Well, I can't find it now, so.
That's fine. You know you have it. So the spell Shatter, that doesn't do physical damage. It just does like a loud sound, I think. It says within a 10-foot radius, but it has like, I can place it anywhere within 60 feet. But it's like 10 feet around, so we're not within 10 feet of it, right?
You all are about 15 feet out.
Okay,
And the range is 60 feet, so you could, in theory, like place it like directly on its head as your point of focus.
Yeah.
Could I do my Hellish Rebuke spell?
That is a reaction, so
Darn.
Hellish Rebuke is whenever something hits you, you can use your reaction and be like, haha, you hit me, you get hit back.
Okay, what about my Eldritch Blast?
Eldritch Blast. That is just a ranged spell attack, if I'm not mistaken.
But it does damage.
It does. It does do damage.
Yes, it does.
Or I can use... Well, no, I don't want to get that close. I was like, I could... How close are you going to get to? Are you going to use a spell? Okay.
I got a new spell, so I'm using Shatter.
Nice.
Alright, so roll to hit.
Alright, yeah, he looks to you guys and is waiting to make sure that you all attack at the same time.
Alright.
So I can use my Eldritch Blast?
Yes, you can.
Yes,
Okay.
so
I roll this first?
yeah, so I'm gonna do like the 3, 2, 1.
Okay,
Alright, I'm gonna hold my hand
he's
up.
watching you.
Yeah, 3, 4,
Hold on.
1.
Do you add anything onto those?
That's your spell attack bonus. So use this 4.
Okay, so 13?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's only a 13.
So I got a 22 to hit as I like 1, boom.
Alright, awesome. You all do get a surprise round on it. As he rolls.
So this says it's a Constitution save for the crocodile.
Yes. Okay, so, going essentially in order. So, Nora, you focus on that single point above its head, and as you snap, all of a sudden its head begins kind of twitching and thrashing. It needs to make a Constitution save, you say?
Yes.
13. Is that save?
Is that against my spell save DC?
Yes.
Okay, I have a 14, so I guess that means I win.
He fails.
He fails. Yes. So he takes
So you roll full damage.
3d8.
Nice. And then, Talavin, what was your attack?
It's a 1d10? Which one is that, Mackenzie?
You make a ranged spell attack. So you have to roll your d20 and add your spell attack modifier to see if you hit it.
20?
Yep, that hits. Roll damage.
Which one do I use for 1d10?
It is
Is it?
this one. Mm-hmm. It has 10 sides? Or is that 9 sides?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 10.
Okay, yeah.
So 8. So it's just, you just roll it into whatever it is on the top is 8.
Hang on. I got it. I think I did 20 damage for mine, just real quick. And then, what was yours?
8.
Yeah, so then 8 plus spell casting ability, which is intelligence. So add your intelligence modifier.
Wait, is this for damage?
Yeah.
No, you just roll a 1d. You just roll a 1d10 for force damage.
Oh, my bad. In that case, I did 16 damage.
And then I just did 8.
Yeah.
You did 16? Wait, what are your numbers?
Well, I rolled for 6. Oh, wait. No, it was 1d8.
You have a 3d8.
It was... I think I rolled... It was 6, 3, and...
You only rolled it twice.
I rolled it 3 times. Shoot, I forgot. I did my
Reroll
math
damage.
wrong. Rats. Okay, sorry. Because if it's shatter, so I don't add spellcasting
No.
ability? When do you add
No.
spellcasting ability?
On your ranged attack. So you range attacked it. Or... It's
That's
a
the
ranged attack that has
spellcasting.
to make a save. For, like, you add it to, like, what Talavin just did. To where, like, you try and hit something with your spell.
I thought that was your spell attack bonus.
That's your spell attack bonus. Right.
Then what's the
your bonus to hit.
spellcasting ability?
Not the bonus to damage. That's just your bonus to hit it, not your bonus to damage.
I'm
So-
so confused.
There's 2 numbers. There's this one, and then there's this one.
No, your spellcasting ability is your charisma. You don't add that number.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just roll 3 times then. Oh, 1, 2. Rats, it was much better the first time.
You gotta remember.
Well, I did, and then it took too long. Okay, 5 total.
Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled an 8.
Alright. You rolled an 8, and then... awesome. So...
What spell did you use?
Alright.
Shatter.
Simultaneously, all of you begin focusing your energy, and as you give the final signal, you watch as Zoom's arrow flies in the air, catches it in the side of its face. As you are focusing on it above its head, it begins kind of thrashing and begins making this kind of low little rumble. As you take you said your crossbow?
Yes. I will do a
You take your crossbow, kind of crack it against your knee, aim, fire, and you manage to actually knock one of its teeth out.
Ew.
It is time to officially roll initiative.
10.
What's initiative? What does that mean?
It's order of who goes.
3. Last sees.
Alright, so at the top of initiative order, Zoom is first. He, kind of seeing this, knocks another arrow, fires, and hits. As he draws back and aims carefully, he manages to hit the exact same place on its jaw. He's trying to be careful and make sure he doesn't damage the rest of the beast.
The
And
same
he
place
hits
as
it kind of in
before?
its jugular.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he's trying to hit in the same places where he did before. He hits it again in its jugular, and you all can see from the other side of it just kind of this stream of this blood kind of pouring out of its neck. Nora, it is your turn. What do you do? As it is kind of looking around wildly.
I'm gonna do shatter again, because I have one more spell slot.
Is
Alright.
shatter concentration?
Huh?
Is shatter concentration?
I don't don't think so. I don't remember reading it when I wrote it down. I think
Okay,
it's
no,
just...
it's instantaneous.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
good.
Okay, 14 plus spellcasting ability. No, spellcasting bonus. And that's unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20, that hits. Roll damage.
Okay, I'm gonna do better this time. 4,
Nice.
2, which is 6, and 5, which is 11.
Nice.
And I'm not
You-
damaging.
Right above its head again, you flick your finger, and it again kind of thrashes its head and kind of begins stomping backwards. It is having a hard time concentrating. Oh wait, it has to make a constitution. It actually only takes half of that damage because it managed to make its constitution saving throw. With a natural 18.
Ooh.
It is now its turn. Looking around wildly, it can't tell where it's being hit from, what this pounding is, but it knows where it's being hit as it begins stomping with massive muscular arms and legs towards Zoom. And
No!
it's going to make its multi-attack against him.
Not soon!
This is going to be bad for him.
No!
Oh no.
19.
No! What have we done?
16 both hit.
No! We just hit him.
Instantly. Zoom wasn't completely healed up from earlier.
No, that's not. No.
No, it's this thing. You see him kind of looks panicked for a minute and tries to dodge out of the way, and this thing managed to catch him in its grip and latches onto his body. He kind of lets out this kind of silent scream as it kind of thrashes him and tosses him over the side. His body is kind of limp. He's bleeding out.
No! We just wanted to
And that
kill
is-
a crocodile!
That is its turn. So you know why you look worried. Talavin, it's your turn. You are about 30 feet, or no, since he was about 15 feet. Yeah, you're about 30 feet away from the crocodile and from Zoom. As they're both kind of sitting there, it's closing in quickly on Zoom. Its tail kind of thrashes him.
Wait, I thought I was next.
No, because I go last.
Oh, last, gotcha.
I had to go last. Damn it. I was gonna try to like get my whip and like snare it with my whip, but it's only 20 feet long, not 30, so that's not gonna work.
You can use your movement to go up.
Yeah, I know, but then I'm not gonna be able to attack him.
You can use your movement and attack.
I can move up and attack him?
Yeah.
Yes, so for your attacks, you have your bonus action, your movement, and then if something moves out of your melee range, you have a reaction. Which, if you were struck, you could use your Hellish Rebuke for that, because that's an example of a reaction, something that just instantaneously happens.
Okay. So the crocodile, it grabbed Zoom in its mouth and then it threw him?
It threw him. He's looking really, really hurt
Oh
right now.
no! He must not have. Well, no, it's probably just a powerful croc.
You can
Okay.
see kind of where from you are, like a little bit of blood is like coming out of his mouth,
No!
and he's unconscious.
I'm going to move forward 20 feet so that I'm closer, and I want to use my whip to now that its mouth is closed. I want to try to like either grab onto its head. What? It's not closed
Its mouth
now?
isn't closed. After it tossed him, its mouth is now hanging open.
Okay, how? But how much of it is open? Because technically,
It's about 2 feet wide
a
open,
big
and it's closing in on Zoom.
I know, but I could wrap it around. Well, no problem. Okay, so I want to try to wrap my whip around its head and maybe try to pull it closer towards me, or at least just catch its attention so it's getting away from Zoom.
Okay. You move forward your 20 feet. You take your whip and see if you hit it.
Oh, please God.
No! 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 What have we done?
Is it a natural one?
Do I get to add anything onto that?
In the
Critical
picture,
fail.
you move forward and you try and loop it up and around. It kind of smacks its shoulder on its side. Just, it kind of looks over at you and gives this kind of hiss.
No!
Wait!
That's your action.
Oh, no.
And some of your movement. You still have about 10 feet of movement and your bonus action.
Okay, what can I do for a bonus action?
I don't think you have many bonus actions at the moment.
Well, right here, well, no, that's a bonus action with my dagger and
Right.
with my thingies.
Yeah, I don't think you have anything right now.
Can I throw a dagger now?
As a bonus action, technically it's an action to throw it if that's not part of your main class.
Okay, well, I don't have anything else to do. I'm just gonna stay put, I guess.
Okay, you're kind of standing there like, come at me, bruh. It is Zoom's turn. He has to make a death saving throw.
No!
Natural 20. That counts actually as 2 successes.
Yes! He lives! Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay, I was so scared.
Oh, God.
He has to make a third save, and the crocodile's like right next to him. Nora, it's your turn. What do you do? As this thing is hissing at Talavin, you
I
see
did that twice.
Zoom just laying on the ground, just kind of limp, blood just kind of leaking out of his mouth.
I see.
And there's more blood kind of gathering at his side, where his stitch is probably ripped.
How long does it take to do a ritual casting? Because I have cure
10
wounds.
minutes.
10 minutes? Okay, never mind. I'll do that after. I'm going to do poison spray.
Okay.
My cantrip. Oh, rats! I can't do that. Rats! I should have cast sleep instead. Oh well, that's fine. I've already used my 2 spell slots.
Okay. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do poison spray. And
Okay,
it's a
poison-
constitution save. So that means that you just roll, right?
Right.
Okay.
Hang on.
Oh wait, so 1d. Okay.
Constitution saving throw.
Please, 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 please.
Natural 19.
Oh, so I don't get any damage.
Well, it takes.
Poison spray's half damage, I think.
It takes half damage.
Okay. Good to know.
And actually, you'd have to get closer to it.
I'll get closer to it.
Okay, you get closer to it and cast poison spray. This, as you extend your fingers, in the very tip, you watch as this cone of just gas just pours out of your fingertips in this very thin
I got a
mist
12.
spray.
So it takes
12?
half damage, so 6. But still!
Right.
I wonder how many hit points this thing has.
Yeah, really, jeez. How many how many damage points have we already given it?
I don't know.
You're not sure.
Yeah, we can't know.
It's doing okay. As the poison just kind of, it reels its head back, releases another hiss, and now it's its turn. It's going to see who it attacks,
Okay!
because
Attack me.
it has you guys right there coming at it now, and it's not very happy, but it also has its prey
No, but
right
we're-
there in front of it.
But we're attacking it. It wouldn't start eating because it's being attacked.
Yeah, it would
That's
actually
my
want.
argument.
It would actually want to attack us because it would think that we're trying to get
Yeah.
to Zoom to eat Zoom. So now it needs to eat
Alright.
all 3 of us.
So 1 to 2 is Zoom, 3 to 4 it's Talavin, 5 to 6 it's you.
Not Zoom! Be me, please be me!
3. It goes after Talavin.
Woo! Yes, come to me!
After getting side whipped in the shoulder, just kind of looks over at you. its glossy eyes just staring blankly, unblinking, as it
Crocodiles can't see straight in front of them.
speed at you, and it's going to make a bite attack at you. Does a 15 hit?
What do I look for that?
At the
What's
very
your armor
top.
class?
Yes, it does.
14.
It's close.
The booty.
14. It latches its jaws around you. This is going to be TPK.
No! Not for such thing as lame as a...
Damn crocodile, come on. I'm getting 100 gold out of this boy. For the meat and for the skin, it'll be 200 gold.
It deals you 19 points of damage.
You're fine.
As it
Am I
comes over and
fine? Neither one of us have good enough healing spells for this.
trying to dodge out of the way, but it manages to catch you in its grip, thrashes you for a second. You feel its teeth tearing through your armor as it tosses you to the side, much like it did Zoom, and you kind of land on your side. You force yourself back up. Oh! It dealt Zoom 21 points of damage.
Damn, son!
I'm gonna run. Not really. Not really.
What? Big
It is
Ninny?
now right next to you. It's now hovering over you. Its entire body stands easily at 6 feet as it...
I'm gonna... No!
Jeez. So it's 6 feet in height? Not noticed it was 6 feet tall.
We asked how big it was. She said it was just 15 feet long. I figured it was flat.
I figured it was. What do you think this was, a 2-dimensional world?
Yes! We're not gonna make it! I don't like this.
Can we just rewind this day and go back home and go to bed like,
We did this for money?
yeah, really, we're
Why?
foolish.
Oh, wait.
Wait a second.
I have a guidance. Wait, I have a cantrip that's guidance. That's my new thing. I can add +4 to any roll. Not
You have to
damage
cast
rolls.
guidance on yourself.
Can I cast
You
it
have
as
to
like
cast
a bonus action? Like,
Wait, as a bonus
Advantage.
action, after
Advantage.
getting attacked, can I...
no,
It's
Do
an
the-
action.
after.
Okay.
Why'd you have to
It's an
get a
action.
1?
I don't know, okay?
You just did.
Yeah, it's an action. No, you cannot cast it as a bonus action.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it takes an action to cast.
Oh, rats. Oh.
It's staring at Talavin. It's your turn. What do? It's standing right next to you. Its mouth. And to be fair, I said 15 feet from what you could see.
You're a little cheating,
I don't think
wordy little thing, aren't you?
we're not gonna make it.
My specialty.
Okay, so am I like under it, or is it like hovering over top of my...
It's right there in front of you.
So like I'm standing and it's like right here? Okay, well, I'm gonna pull out a dagger. Can I like stab it in the throat? Like where those 2 arrows are and try to like yank down on that jugular? I mean, I'm right
you
there.
attack with your dagger.
What?
You just want to attack with your dagger? Oh wait, you didn't bring any of your other equipment.
Yeah, I only have my whip and my daggers.
Wait, you.
Oh, that's so sad.
I always bring my equipment.
Go ahead and attack with your dagger.
What do I do now? So I just roll to see if I'm gonna hit him?
Roll it.
Yeah, and then you
attack
add your
it.
attack.
Roll if you hit it.
Which is my attack bonus? This one down here.
No, go up. It's the +5.
Okay. So I
Attack
roll
bonus.
this, or do I need to roll the 1d4?
You roll this, and then you roll the 1d4.
Just let the damn thing tear me apart. I'm ready. I'm willing. These dice are doing me very the polar kind.
This is very bad.
You try and dart over to the side, but right as you do, your entire body just convulses and you try and jam it into the side of its jugular. It goes unaffected. It is now Zoom's turn. He has to make another death saving throw.
But he already succeeded too, right?
Natural 1. That counts as 2 fails.
Wait, but he got an I thought
A
it was
natural
3.
20 though. So you said it counts as 2 saves. So does like that just cancel out and it's 1 win, 1 loss?
No, there's a spot on his sheet where you have successes and fails. Right now, he's a 50-50 shot of living or dying.
Oh
If we kill our first friend, like I quit.
no! I like him now!
What do you do? What do you do? Nora, it is your turn. What
I
do you
don't
do?
want it to be my turn.
Girl, you better roll some goodness up in here.
I don't know what to do.
What are you doing? It's you watch Talavin dart forward and kind of jam her blade into its side.
Is
just glooms
Is
off
its
of
back
scale.
towards me?
Huh?
More like its side. Like its back is to zoom. So like you're like
Yeah.
on the side. Like on its side.
Yeah.
How close am I to it?
You are about 10 feet away from it. And
Oh.
Talavin is right next to it.
So she's kind of distracted. So can I like run up on its back and stick my sword in its head? In its like throat head?
You'd have to make an
It's
acrobatics check in order to get up there, as it is it's facing you. It's facing in your all's direction, since that's where you all were. Aren't you glad you picked Spare the Dying?
I didn't pick Spare the Dying! I didn't pick it!
What is that?
I could have seen
Creature
Zoom.
from dying.
Can I change it? I take it back.
You could have picked that?
Yeah. I didn't think we'd be dying so soon! Okay.
Nora, come on, what are you doing?
I don't know what to do! Okay, I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna roll, or do poison spray again, because that will do the most damage.
Okay.
Poison spray. It's a constitution save for it.
Yeah, I think it's a natural 20.
Why is it rolling so well?
I don't know.
Yeah, so poison spray. So it rolls constitution.
Okay.
Okay, that's 9 damage if it takes the full hit.
Takes the full hit. Alright. You got another. You're kind of backing up at this point. You're like, oh shoot! You release this another cloud of noxious gas. Try and aiming it off to the side, as you do not want to hit your cousin, who is directly on the side, kind of jabbing her dagger into it.
Oh my gosh. I'm literally so angry.
It's now its turn.
No!
As it cannot leap its quarry off to its side, it's going to rush you. It's going to bum rush you and try and bite
Who, me or me again?
Me.
you. No, it's not. The person who's president one.
Oh.
The 23 hit.
Yeah.
We're literally gonna die on our first mission. Like, what is going on?
And it comes
How
forward
much?
and jams you with its face,
How much
just snapping on your body.
I feel sick.
16 points of damage.
Oh my god.
Which actually conjures your spirit guardians. Watch as you're feeling this sheer panic as its teeth grind into you. There's a spark of arcane energy as what is your spiritual guardian, as these things just burst forth in this kind of greenish, very fade-like mist. What comes forward? What comes forward?
I don't remember. I think I chose the. Was not the mini dragons.
I didn't get to choose
The
anything.
Fey spirits.
What do they look like? What do they look like?
Oh, I see. They just
What
kind
do
of
they
look.
look like?
They kind of look like little fairies, I guess.
You all
Oh wait,
got
did I have to
watched
choose from? Yeah.
this swarm of fey fairies kind of green in their outline, featureless, expressionless, but ready to fight. And swarming all around you. As you land on the ground and get yourself back up, all of a sudden, emerging from your armor are these arcane fairies. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Crocodiles killing me. Spiritual guardians. Okay, up to 15 feet. It takes 3d8 radiant damage as... Well, actually, no. After the crocodile's turn, Talavin, it is your turn. What do you do?
Stab myself for being a fool?
Shank. Easy enough to do.
I deserve this.
What do you do? Talavin, what do you do?
Um,
Zoom is beating up behind you. With a successful medicine check, you can stabilize him and he won't die. Or you can attack the creature before you. What do you do?
I'm gonna go stabilize Zoom.
Go to Zoom.
Okay, you kind of hobble back, seeing all these arcane fairies just burst off of your cousin's armor. You go over to Zoom and he's paling quickly. His skin is just losing its life. I need you to make a medicine check for me.
You can do it. You can do it.
And you do have the dried herbs, so you actually get to roll with advantage.
Please,
as
just
you
roll
whip
big.
out these dried herbs, kind of crush them, and begin pressing them into his wounds.
That's a 25.
Plus 25, you stabilize Zoom as you begin shoving just...
Plus I have that moss that works as bandages.
You do have that moss. You take that moss and you begin pressing it into his wounds. You watch him kind of gag, and this spurt of blood just kind of come out of his mouth. But he is stabilized and is no longer rolling death saves, although he is still at 0 hit points.
I'm so sorry, Zoom. I'm sorry, Zoom.
He's still unconscious, but he is now stabilized and not in immediate danger, but he probably needs to get stitched up again.
Is he still, bleeding profusely, or did I at least stop the bleeding?
He's bleeding profusely, but you managed to bandage him in such a way that he is not currently bleeding out, essentially, is what it is.
Okay.
I was so done with this
Which
day like an hour
actually, his
ago.
last death save was a natural 20, which means he stabilizes.
Oh, thank you.
Zoom does not die. However, it is back to Nora's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna do poison spray again because I have nothing better to do with my time or my life.
Okay, what do you roll it? What do you roll it?
It's
the
Constitution.
save. It fails.
Yes! Okay, come on. 4.
4, okay.
Yes. But then my Fae get to do stuff, right?
It's starting to look hurt.
Okay.
Do you do anything else? Do you move away from it? Do you stay put? What do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna just stay put. I'm facing this thing.
You
I'm
just
like,
stay put. You're standing
this is
there
my fault.
as it gives another great hiss as more poison is just kind of thrown in its face.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to look a little bit hurt. And at the top of its turn, because it is standing within the range of your spiritual guardians, go ahead and roll 3d8 for me.
Praise be my spiritual guardians.
A wisdom saving throw, which it fails. Go ahead and roll all the damage.
Okay, 10.
10.
18!
So you did a poison spray,
Yeah.
and then now you're doing a what?
It's my face grace. If I lose more than half of my damage,
begin swarming its face and begin kind of plunging themselves into its eyes. It's beginning to reel. Be feeling itself cornered and blinded. It's going to whip around and try and tail strike you.
me. Okay.
You. Does a 10 hit?
No!
Whip around, and you manage to lean back. You feel the weight of the tail just, and a little bit of mud barely passes over your face. Yeah, it's starting to look hurt. Talavin, it is your turn. You are about 30 feet away from the creature. It should have taken an attack of opportunity at you, but it was kind of preoccupied at the moment.
Thank
You
you
are now
for
standing
mercy.
there with a still unconscious Zoom as you are looking up, seeing your cousin, seeing all of these special fairy.
Okay, so I I mean, is there any, if I have, like, I have herbs with me, if I have certain herbs that could, like promote healing and, like, prevent infection, slow bleeding, like, could I use those on him and, like, relieve pain?
He is still unconscious. He's not really feeling anything at the moment except for just the numbness of unconsciousness.
We have the herbs he gave you.
Anything that you do would probably be better served post-battle.
Okay. I guess I will
Based
keep
on your
these.
medicine check, right now, there's nothing that you could do in this moment to bring him back to consciousness and put him back in the fight.
Okay. I wasn't trying to do that. I just didn't want him to be at 0 health points. Honestly. Okay, let's see. I guess I still have crossbow. I have the crossbow. Could I try to hit? I can try to hit it with my crossbow again.
All right, try to hit it with your crossbows. You crack it again over your thigh this time, kind of in a kneeling position. You stabilize yourself, and you fire, and ting!
She got a 20!
Natural 20!
This is my first natural 20 on.
Bravo! Yay!
Yeah, matters most. Go ahead and roll damage.
Which one do I use for that?
If it's crossbow, you should have
I didn't have it up there.
no crossbow stats.
I don't have it up there.
I have crossbow stats pulled up. Not for myself, but 2 seconds.
You stabilize yourself, and you're aiming directly for its face. It's starting to look really hurt.
Oh
As these little
no.
spectral fairies are jamming themselves into its eye, it's kind of thrashing. It spun around wildly and tried to swipe at your cousin with its tail. You take aim and deal how much damage?
I don't know which one to use. She's looking.
Yeah, I had crossbow stats pulled up, but hadn't filled them in yet. C is for crossbow.
It's good enough for me. V is for cookies. Delicious to eat.
Okay, is this crossbow bolt case? Crossbow bolts. Come on.
You're gonna make me look this up, aren't you?
Wait, it's not on mine.
It's not showing. It's just showing it as like ammunition.
It just shows the crossbow bolts. Shoot!
Alright, a hand crossbow deals 1d8 piercing damage.
Yay!
1d8. So which one do I need? This one? No. This one?
Mhm. That's the one.
This one.
Yep.
6.
Yeah.
And you double the dice.
doubled.
It's a natural 20. And then you add your modifier. So 6 doubled is 12. And then your modifier for dexterity is +3.
Plus 2. So it's
14 damage.
14.
Alright, describe as final moments.
Oh, you get the final kill!
Final moment.
Yes!
Let's see.
Don't destroy
Describe
the
as final
hide.
moments. And you just
Don't
watch
destroy
him
the
keep
hide.
around, trying
Okay.
to strike at your cousin with his tail. You
So its weakest point is its eyeball, because it would lead straight into its brain. So as I aim, and it's turning its head towards me as it's thrashing, and it just shoots into its eye and goes straight through.
It's almost as if it makes eye contact as it whips around and looks back at you, sees that you're helping in it. And as you stare at it in the eye, you have your target. And using the slit of its eye, its very pupil as its target, you watch as it goes to hiss, as it leans down for a charge. You actually watch it go in one eye and out the other.
Yes!
I did not think we were
And
gonna
it takes a second
survive.
and
Didn't either.
crashes to the ground.
Yes, yes, yes.
You all exit initiative and now are standing a little bit hurt.
Very hurt. Minus 16. Yeah, right.
Minus 19, girl.
This isn't worth 50 gold. It's not worth 100 gold. What
No,
were
we're
we
gonna get
thinking?
money off this fool.
What were we thinking?
I'm about to make bucks off this man.
Okay, so
You still have a very unconscious and bleeding
Yes.
out.
I am going to take. Hang on. So where the big crocodile is
Yes.
it kind of like a flat, dry spot? Kind
Yes.
of where it was. Okay.
There
And
are areas that are kind of swampy and you kind of have to get your ankles wet.
Okay, if I move Zoom, will that unstabilize him?
You can certainly try.
Okay, I'm not gonna try. Never mind.
I'm not gonna try.
I'm going to take the 10-minute ritual cast to do Cure Wounds.
Okay.
And I'm gonna, I don't know, just... Because I have to focus. So I'm gonna be like, hey, can you, like, make sure nothing comes sneaking up as I do this thing? Okay.
You begin ritual casting Cure Wounds. And let me double check to make sure that's actually a ritual cast.
And... Well, since it's in my Book of Ancient Secrets, what is it called? Invocations.
Oh, it's part of your invocations?
Yes. Yeah. Because it said I could choose any level 1 spell from any class. And it doesn't count against my spell slots.
And it doesn't have to be a ritual? Hang on, what feature are you using for this?
Book of Ancient Secrets.
Yeah.
It's my first time using it. Because basically it says I can have...
You need to have the ritual tag.
But I already do
You
have
can't just pick a spell and have it be a ritual. You have to pick something that has a ritual cast on it.
Oh.
Cure Wounds is not a ritual cast spell.
Oh, I thought it was.
Wait, don't I have healing hands?
You do.
So can't I do something?
Oh, yeah, you can do that. Okay, I'll have to go back through and redo these then, because I thought...
It will have a mark on it that says, like detect magic. If you look over here, detect magic, in parentheses, it says ritual.
Oh, okay. Can you think of any
It's
healing
ritual cast.
spells that are rituals?
Yeah, so Cure Wounds is not a ritual, but like detect magic would be. So you can ritual cast certain things.
Yeah, well, that doesn't help me here. Okay.
So you begin setting up the elements, realize that you can't do it, and so Talavin, you come over and you do healing hands on him?
Yes.
How many points do you give him?
I don't know how it works.
You roll.
This?
So go down to see. I think it's a 1d8, I believe.
I never wrote it down.
Healing hands is different than Cure Wounds.
Oh.
Healing hands is part of your racial ability, where you lay your hand on something and you can give it up to your level of hit points. So you can, right now you're level 3, so you can give it 3 hit points, 2 hit points, or 1 hit point.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so I want to give him 3.
You're going to use all of them?
2.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Good to
He
know.
said 0.
Okay, what does that mean? Like hit points? Like what? So he's gonna be at 2 instead of 0?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What's the point of that? That's only 2 points. If he gets smacked, he's gonna die again.
Exactly. It's kind of to top you off. Like, if you're like, oh man, like I fell and twisted my ankle, like, I'm not
It's
hurt.
like I'm giving him all 3. If I die, I die. I deserve it.
Yeah, I
after
gave
that.
him my 3 earlier.
After I got a 1 and a 2.
You lay your hands against him and you watch him kind of come back and breathe, and he begins immediately coughing. He kind of looks around, panics for a second, kind
It's
of looks.
dead. You're like, you probably don't want to travel with us anymore, do you? I wouldn't either.
He kind of glances over his shoulder, sees it, and he just kind of looks at all of the puncture wounds on his torso, forces himself upright, reaches into his pouch and just begins chewing on some more herbs.
So I have a couple herbs that are good for like to slow bleeding and like just like general wound treatments and like prevent infection. If I so most of them they're good in like a poultice. Like if I mix them up a little bit, can I and then I have some moss, I can put them on some of his boo-boos.
Sure, go ahead and make a medicine check.
I don't think any of us are going to be doing the brawl tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, that didn't work.
So tomorrow's a free day.
13
It's the next day.
Oh.
plus 6, so 19.
19. you're able to kind of grind it up and use a little bit of water from your water satchel. Actually, you wouldn't have that with you, so you just kind of have to spit in it and hope it works. As you kind of
Well, I'm just gonna chew it up or something. I don't know.
You grind it up. I mean, you look around at there's no fresh water nearby, and he didn't bring his can. Actually, no, he would have his canteen with him, although it's partially torn.
Well, would she bring hers? She might have brought hers. She says she comes fully.
You all just been out on the town. You all were like, "Hey, let's go, let's do this thing."
Hey, well, she was fully equipped with her weapons, and I wasn't because I'm a dummy.
I always assume I bring all my weapons, but I didn't actually specify. I always bring my weapons everywhere. I've learned in the past.
Yeah, no, she made sure I specified.
When you go croc fighting, I need to figure out what to say.
You begin pressing.
That won't happen again.
And it does seem to perk him up a little bit, but he is still kind of slower to move as he kind of forces himself up, and he kind of points at the croc, and he goes,
"Yeah, we should."
Okay, next time when you say something's that big, you need to go like this. When I think this, I think
very big. I am sorry, Zoom. Okay, I'm gonna go start field dressing it, because if we walk away from this thing, it's gonna be gone.
Just facts.
It's gonna be gone.
Straight facts. Something's gonna eat it.
Yep.
The bigger croc's gonna come eat it.
I don't want to attract any bigger crocs.
Like that, like in the movie, the shark movie that I made you all watch. The megalodon, he comes up and he just snatches the big shark off and then just eats it, and it's like, oh.
I don't want to come across that. So I'm gonna have to put it in small.
You all help Zoom, and he's kind of on shaky feet. He kind of stands, and you all take a second. He kind of wobbles, and he goes over and starts helping you field dress it.
You don't have to help. You just almost died.
No, I'm gonna make sure that he needs to sit down before he reopens his wounds.
He shakes his head and just kind of pushes you to the side and kind of takes his dagger off to the side and begins just kind of carving into the beast. Because he's helping you, you all get advantage on nature checks and anything that you want to harvest because he's helping you.
Okay, so we're gonna make sure to get the hide of it in one piece.
And the claws and the teeth.
Okay, so these are each individual rolls. So hide first.
Okay, so
do we both need to go and we can just pick whoever gets the highest?
You all are already rolling with advantage anyway, so I mean each one of you are kind of like contributing overall. Yep.
Oh, we have to roll twice?
yeah,
I literally got the same thing twice.
22 for nature.
Okay, you managed to slip your blade underneath and just begin carving out the spine. Just kind of begin tearing across its side. What did you get?
A 7.
It's not that bad.
It's pretty bad.
You almost cut your own hand as you realize your hand is slick with Zoom's blood.
It's probably slick with my own blood. At this point.
Yeah, you're pretty hurt too. Y'all are not feeling it.
We're just like not worth it, but we're gonna see it through.
We already almost died for this thing. We're taking it with us.
He actually reaches into his pouch and hands each of you all like a small bundle of herbs as well.
Are you sure? What's it do?
He shows like he's just chewing on it and it's like the side of his cheek. He's not swallowing it or anything. He's just kind of drinking the juice. You all heal 10 hit points over time. So as you all are like working throughout all of this, just overall it's a slow process, but it seems to be giving you a little bit of energy, seems to be helping coagulate your blood a little bit so it's not just pouring out of your body.
Well, I feel great. Only -6. I'm like, oh, I like that tea.
Still just chewing, just carving. You all end up with
it would be a lot of meat. That's a
lot of meat.
We probably have to make a couple trips back.
So I'm thinking we should have left the skin on it. And we should have left you there to watch the Crocs since you're the most healthy. And me and oh boy should have gone and got my horse and we could have drug it.
Oh, it's Marsh's.
Yeah, I know, we
You'll
could have
have
just drug it.
about 100 square feet of, like, after getting the underneath, after getting above the top, after getting, like, all of it, you'll have about 120 feet of flesh.
Wow. 100. That's a lot.
By the time you, like, carve into, or it's probably more like 100 feet, yeah, of just...
Because I read about horses, they can pull up to like 8 times. Like, not instead of like carrying it, but like pulling it, they can carry up to 8 times their own body weight.
We're taking several
As you
packs.
all are discussing this, Zoom continues working, and he gestures and points to Talavin and himself, kind of gestures back to the town, and points.
Do you want me and you could go back and we can get my horse?
He kind of nods, but he also looks reluctant. He kind of looks and gestures and points for him to stay, and kind of gives a little shrug.
She got it.
I'll be alright.
We'll be fast.
Nods.
Besides,
And
back up to 24 health.
he kind of looks at you, concerned, and kind of...
I'm alright.
So-
I'll be here. Nothing's gonna happen, right? I think I'll be
Don't give her
fine.
any
There
ideas.
should be nothing. We should be fine.
I mean, technically nothing would be in the vicinity because this giant crocodile would have eaten it.
I mean, that's true, yeah.
Why does she have multiple hands of dice? Put it down.
Put it down! No! Okay. Yeah.
She just
so-
rolled 8 12s, 8 20s.
No! No! Okay, this is fine. We're good.
Alright. Goody goody.
Alright, so I stay, I'm still field dressing and stuff. And you guys take a load as you go, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Well, maybe not Zoom. Maybe we should
He
not.
takes it anyway. He straps some of the rolled up
Ah.
scales on his back and kind of ties it. And he winces a couple times as it lays perfect, as the line lays perfectly against some of his wounds, and he kind of readjusts and he gestures. You kind of get the sense that he's, like, no one's ever, like, worked with him on things, and if he's ever been injured before, he just kind of deals with it. This is probably the closest that he's been to death, as he looks very alarmed when he gets up at the pool of blood around him. But he seems really grateful. And, like, anytime he started kind of wincing or anything, if you all went to help him, he would just kind of shake his head, shrug it off, and continue working, trying to do what he could.
I like him a lot now. We got Emma!
Bro, we still gotta deal with Adriel. She's gonna kill us.
Not if she doesn't see him. You have to deal with her. I'm staying in the woods. The woods is safer than dealing with Adriel. Alright, cool.
Alright, you stay there. I need you to make a stealth check for me,
Me?
and a perception check for me, as you all are kind of moving double speed back to the town. Yep.
Both of
They've been
us.
gone for about an hour or so. And for brevity's sake, you do manage to get there. You find the cart, and you are in the process of bringing it there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, you all move unencumbered throughout the rest of the swamp. Zoom stumbles a couple of times, but gets himself back up onto his feet, kind of helps you make sure that you're making it okay. He's always, like, glancing over his shoulder, making sure that you're trailing behind. Alright. And you all make your way back into the town, suit up. Actually, do make a stealth check for me.
Seven.
Swarmed by alligator or crocodiles.
You all make your way into the town, and you begin settling up Warrior. Zoom takes off the skin, kind of shoves it into the stall-like area where Warrior is. And as he reaches up and kind of begins helping you, you hear, "What on earth are you done?"
Oh no! Run for your lives!
As Zoom immediately kind of cowers and kind of glances over, and you see Adriel just standing, and she drops the bucket of feed that was on both of her hands. She looks mortified, And she rushes over and she's like, what on earth? What? He goes to you for 5 minutes and this is what happens to him. What's going on?
It was an accident. He said it was a big gator and didn't know it was going to be the king of all gators.
Grabs his chin and whips it over, looking him dead in the eye. She's like, you didn't. And he kind of backs up like this and she's like, you. And she actually punches him and
No!
he crumples onto the ground, kind of gagging.
That's all his hit points. I'm going to kill her. I gave him on.
And she looks over at you and is like, are you alright?
I'm fine.
Remember? And she grabs him by the collar, kind of throws him up, she kind of winces again, and she's like, now tell me the truth. Did you, like looking down at him, did you take them to the big one? And he kind of nods.
I forced him to.
Yeah, she looks over and is like, did you ask him if you wanted to go gator hunting?
No.
And he made the small or the big.
I didn't think it was that big. It was like this big. And he said it was this big.
He's just grabbing his hair and just kind of tucking himself in, prepared for another smack. She's like, I'm glad you're all right, but for the love of the gods above, what were you doing? I'm not. She's like, you're not supposed to be coming any harm. Scolding him. And she stands him up and is like, we're all going out there together. We're not going to having him die after a few hours of being with you lot. And kind of grabs him, shoves him over to the side. And he's like, you're getting a bath.
Oh.
Scolding him. He kind of nods. Like, she thinks kind of cursing in Elvish under her breath. As she helps load everything up and taking you back out to the swamp.
And I'm just like cowering at every curse she makes because I can understand her. I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah, she's got quite a few things to say. She has quite a few things to say. In the meantime, Nora, I need you to make a stealth check and a perception check.
I'm alone. Okay, stealth first. Please.
What is it?
Can I cast guidance on myself? It says I can do it before or after a roll.
Before or after you roll? Okay, sure. You can cast guidance on yourself.
And I'm applying it
What's
to
your
my
roll?
stealth roll.
What did you roll?
4. Plus 2 is 6. Plus 4
Good.
is 10. I got a 10.
10? You're sitting on top of a massive Tal'el crocodile. You lay up against part of the tree that it was initially sunbathing on. Everything seems fine.
That
What's
was
your
my
perception
stealth.
check?
Perception?
Take that out of there before you get it hit.
5 plus 4 is 9. 9?
You hear something.
No!
In the nearby tree, you see this bird. But
Oh,
you hear
God.
something going.
How
And
big of a
something
bird?
whizzes by as a quick shadow into a tree about 15 feet away.
How big is this shadow?
Bird.
It's a bird, okay?
Just like a regular sized bird or a big bird?
It's like a raven, like a crow.
Okay.
No,
Better kill that
it
motherfucker
flies
right now.
over to this tree and begins pounding its head into the tree as it's looking inside of the tree.
It's looking inside of the tree.
It's looking inside of
There's
the
like a
tree.
hole?
This thing looks. You watch the shadow go by, and as you open your eyes, you see this bird flying immediately after. And you see it's attacking a crevice in the tree.
I'm just gonna keep watching it. I mean, I assumed that I was still working. Unless we completely finished field dressing it.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. Got the bones and stuff.
You did as much as you could at the moment, and right now you just need to have something to like put it on in order to finish up.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm just gonna keep watching this bird and kind of looking around, making sure it's not attracting too much attention.
You don't notice anything attracting attention immediately, but it's starting to get into the tree. It seems driven.
Don't you have a crossbow? Shoot that motherfucker.
Well, it's just a bird. I mean,
Yeah, you don't know that. If I know that thing could get into that tree and turn into the tree.
Check for me.
perception,
Perception.
not insight or anything.
You can do insight if you want it.
Well, they're about
Perception
the
or insight. You can do both if you wanted to.
I can do both? Okay, I'm gonna do both.
Yeah, you can do both.
For
Okay, which one are
perception,
you doing first?
I don't see anything.
I don't see shit.
Why is that? I was rolling great, and then as soon as I'm alone, I get a 1 for perception. I'm like, what a lovely day.
I don't even know that it's sunny outside.
I see.
With your insight.
Yeah, it's like, gee, I see why the crocodile was sunning himself here. It's such a nice place to sun. Okay.
Lovely day.
Insight.
Yeah, so nice. Lovely.
Gosh! 8 for insight? I'm gonna die.
It looks like it's attacking something, but you're not sure what.
We're gonna get back and that crocodile's gonna be gone. It's gonna be gone.
Can I, like, click at it? Like, try to...
Don't get its attention. Either kill it or leave it alone.
Well, actually, no. I'm not obligated to tell you what you can and can't do, because you should be aware of what you are.
So what I am?
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, bird. What's
It
up?
whips his head around.
What are you?
I can speak to animals. Are you alright?
Technically, I should be able to speak to animals, but instead I can only feel their emotions.
I can speak to beasts and plants. I'm an idiot.
Mackenzie, get it together.
This is why it's important to keep track of your original abilities, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
there's so many. Okay. What are you attacking?
Maybe we'll give you somebody next time to confuse you.
I'm talking to the bird now. No gloating.
Ah!
Look at that, Emma.
What are you
We can
attacking?
talk to them.
Must get food.
Oh.
This is because pounding his head into it. Again, make another perception check.
Okay, come on. Come on.
Guidance!
9.
9?
That's what you got last
As
time.
it's
Each
getting
time it
closer
bursts.
and it's getting more and more into the tree, and you swear you see something like reach out and grab, but duck back in. As it turned its head to you, and then went back to pounding.
Ask that bird what the hell it's after.
It said it's getting food.
Yeah, but a meaty kind of food or a nut kind of food? Come on, Kinsey. Ask it some questions.
Ah!
What kind of
You
food
hear
is
it
it?
going, insect, must kill.
Insects. Okay.
Insect.
There's giant insects in this. There's giant.
Of course there are.
Giant insects.
It's gonna be a giant spider. It's gonna have...
It took you a while, and you all almost lost one of your wheels getting the cart to this point.
You have mending, don't you?
You all, at this
You're
point,
about to
you guys are
mend this
actually
thing.
rolling up in your cart. And you hear them, and you see them. You turn your direction from the bird back to your thing.
What are you looking at, Nora?
Hello? It was nothing.
I see.
Yeah.
Can't I talk to the spider insect? Well, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm just like, there's, that bird there is attacking something in the tree. It looks like a giant bug. I kind of look at someone like, are there giant bugs in this swamp?
Adriel's here too.
Okay.
At this, he kind of looks concerned and shakes his head.
There's not. Well, that bird's attacking something big.
He actually thinks for a second, and his eyes kind of go wide, and he kind of limps over, and he takes his bow and he smacks the bird away. As it and kind of flies at him, kind of takes another smack at it, and kind of flies off. And he kind of looks up at the tree, kind of gets up, and kind of reaches down and grabs something. And as he gets back on the ground, he opens his hand, and there is a fairy.
Oh,
Or a pixie, rather.
a pixie?
Aww. Does it make cute little pixie sounds? Or is it like those really mean ones in Harry Potter?
It looks humanoid. It's dressed in what looks like leathers. It has a bow and what looks like a kind of a twig-like sword on its side. It's looking, very similar to how Zoom looked. Kind of very alarmed, very afraid.
But like very tiny?
Yeah, it's like 4 inches, 4.5 inches.
Okay.
You said it's a pixie?
Yeah, it's a pixie.
What language do pixies speak?
Oh no.
Do they speak Sylvan?
Let's see between the two of us if we have the language it speaks.
Actually, no way. Actually, no, I misspoke. Sorry, it's actually a sprite.
Oh,
My apologies. It's actually a sprite.
okay.
And you would know, based on your background, that they speak Elvish and Sylvan.
It's
Okay.
Sylvan.
It's the language of the Fae.
You're teaching me that.
Okay. Do you speak Elvish? Yeah, you do. I guess I'll address
You
it.
see, the tops of its wings are actually torn.
Oh
It looks like whatever. You can assume that it was probably the bird, as the plugs out of its wing are taken in kind of these little triangle segments.
no!
The poor little baby.
I was like, I'm gonna just like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize the bird was after you. I didn't see you.
He kind of glances over, surprised to hear.
Is it the boy or a girl?
It's a boy. He kind of looks up, kind of confused. You hear him say, and his voice is very, very soft. But you hear him say, you should have.
I rolled very low perception.
He kind of looks, rope?
Irrelevant.
I don't know what that means. He kind of looks back over at the orc, well, kind of panicked. He kind of glances over at you. He's like, he's not going to eat me or anything, right?
No, he's very friendly.
You don't know what he's saying. He's speaking in Sylvan right now.
Well, she said she
I
was
said-
speaking in Elvish.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you're speaking in
Because
Sylvan.
I know.
Oh.
Pay
No,
attention,
I thought
Dungeon
you
Master.
said you were speaking Sylvan. I thought you were speaking in Sylvan.
It was Elvish.
No, I said that she has to teach me Sylvan.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that was my misunderstanding. Okay, so he does look over at you and kind of looks back up and he's like, "You're not saying anything."
Oh, he can't.
He can't speak.
Kind of shakes his head and kind of shrugs and kind of looks over and he makes a few gestures. At which point, Adriel kind of comes over and is like, are you all translating, or do you think you can understand me?"
He only speaks Elvish and Sylvan. Wait, she speaks Elvish though too, doesn't she?
She does speak Elvish.
So she would understand what we were all saying. The
she-
only one that wouldn't would be Zoom.
So she kind of looks at him for a second and is like, shrugs. She's like, I might as well be a translator. She says this in common and then directs her attention to the sprite. And is like, her Elvish is a little bit rusty, but it's still.
She was cussing up a storm. I don't know what you're talking about.
Only fluent in the.
Only fluent in cursing.
She looks over and is like, he wants to know if the translation is he wants to know if you want to be put down on the ground. He kind of looks over his hand at the ground, kind of shakes his head. I don't think I'd do any better on the ground.
Would you like us to take you anywhere?
Perhaps to that tree, so I can recover.
Oh, I want to take him with me.
Are you alone?
Are you alone? Do you want to go back to the town with us to recover?
Make a persuasion roll.
Yikes. 11.
11. He kind of looks, he's like, he still seems unsure. He's like, I'd rather be put down on the tree for now. That's okay.
Okay.
You can see he tries to flutter his wings and he immediately winces.
Mending only works on inanimate objects, right?
Right.
Rats.
And you need to mend this wagon so we can get all this shit in there.
Okay.
Zoom kind of looks over after Adriel translates and he kind of sets him down on the nearby log and he immediately begins kind of inspecting his wings, kind of. And he's also like covered in some scrapes and you see like one of his shoulder straps was actually kind of like torn out. So it was like a little chunk of his shoulder as he begins kind of like trying to patch himself up over in the corner. He's just kind of keeping eyes on you guys. Mm-hmm. And Zoom immediately just starts loading up the cart with Beast. And you hear Adriel listing off yet another string of curse words in Elvish, which actually the pixie kind of smiles hearing all of these profanities as she starts talking to Zoom and scolding him about don't take them to go see the big one if they ever ask. Don't.
There are more big ones.
Well, there's some more big ones?
She begins explaining that big, for some people, is not big for others. And so he is getting a harsh lesson over in the corner as you all are kind of carving the rest.
Okay.
I'm gonna give the pixies some yarrow just to help, and it just helps with like bleeding and like bruises and stuff.
He kind of looks at it and it's kind of this fine powder.
Yeah, it's like it's just like it's like little. It's just like real stemmy and stuff. Yeah.
You offer him some, and initially he kind of shies away from your hand, and then he kind of comes and kind of scoops a little bit up into his own, kind of begins applying it to his wounds. So, you understand medicine? Or the herbs, at least.
I know some of the herbs and what they can do to help. But I'm still learning.
Kind of looks, you're from the Underdark.
Yes, a long time ago. A long time ago.
And the sun doesn't hurt you.
No, I am not full drow.
I can see it in your cheeks.
My mother's.
Thank you for the yarn.
Of course. If you need anything else, holler, or we over here.
You see him kind of trying to stretch his wings again. Just kind of lays them flat against his back and say, are the people in the town, are they more like you? Or are they more harsh?
Some of them are better than others. Mostly they're just drunk and disgusting.
And nods. And kind of places, a hand kind of against his thumb, thinks for a second.
Can I walk over at this point? Because I assume that we finished. I was going to wait till we finished packing the cart, and I was going to go back over.
Yeah, simple enough. You all actually, the cart is sagging. And
She mended it too.
The rest of the day in order to get back to the town, but you can make it all in one trip.
Okay.
All of it, bones, teeth, claws, meat, skin.
The only thing you leave are some of the less finer of the organs.
Okay. Lesser organs.
So you have the majority of the meat, you all have the claws, the teeth, Some of them are broken, some of them are a little bit slick and bloody in order to get out. Eyes, skin,
Ugh.
the whole huge mess.
Gotcha.
And Adriel kind of looks and she's like, I might have to carry some of this to make sure we don't break the cart.
We can put some on, we can strap some of it onto Warrior's back as well.
That'd probably be best. And she begins doing that as you, Nora, walk over.
Mm-hmm.
As the pixie's having a conversation with Talavin.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I was gonna offer once again, be like, well, if you need a small space or time to recover, not out
You can
here
join
on
us.
your own in the woods, you're more than welcome to stay with us for a few days.
Make another persuasion roll. With Talavin's offering of the yarrow, you get advantage.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. 7,
Please.
8. Persuasion. So 12. What if I ask him in Sylvan? Just be like, I'll say we're friendly in Sylvan. Just be like, with a wink, we're friendly.
Kind of shudders for a second, thinking of what that could possibly imply.
We're friendly.
And he thinks for a second, and in Elvish, he responds, "A few days couldn't hurt. I lost my clan. They were not as fortunate in the raid, I don't think."
Sounds like a tragic backstory needing mending.
Yes. Tall, dark, and tragic backstory. Well,
We are
short and adorable, but tragic backstory.
We're collecting tragic.
Kind of looks over and is like, I know that I'd rather not stay in any kind of bag or pouch or...
You can ride them on my shoulder.
I would like to ride on the cart, if that's all right.
Okay.
That's fine.
He's a little bit hesitant, as people in this area have not always been the kindest.
Okay.
This is a harsh environment.
Would you like help getting to the cart?
Can't see any other way to get there.
Thought I'd offer before just grabbing him. Ha! I gotcha! Rats! I have to reset it